A nice little finish there. The judges are definitely going to be liking that. That's probably one of the better waves I've seen actually all morning here down at Cox Bay. But Sanoa seeing that set wave roll through and capitalizing.
Yeah, she had to paddle really, really hard to get out into position so she wasn't too inside. Really sighted that wave very well, got herself in position, and to get a wave to catch it and then do one maneuver on it was better than anyone else. All outside of the screen there, Ruby Ford catching one of those waves and getting a nice little one, but here is Snow again. Now she decides to kick out, not what she wanted. She has the ability to get herself into these waves almost without even paddling.
Yeah, it just shows her strength at such a young age. Being able to paddle into those waves, and it's definitely a pretty tricky surfing in cold water. You have that wetsuit on, and for these young ladies out there, your paddle strength is really, really important if you really want to do well out here in Canada. It's not really easy surfing with a wetsuit on.
No, it definitely isn't, but it does give you a shell of protection out there. If you fall, you're not going to get cut up. Oh, just looking over to my good man, Marcus Palladino on the beach, taking some great photos of us, showing us a little peace sign. We do enjoy his face and his time around. He's one of the funniest guys. I do know him in Tofino. He's made some great movies. I think you've watched them all, the Kooks. Kooks 1, 2, 3, and B. Probably one of the busiest day shelters ever seen, how packed it was when they premiered.
Yeah, it's a pretty out of the ordinary movie, definitely putting in tons of time here down at the beach here. So we're going to get back to live action here. Surfer in red. That's Awkward Brewweller.
Setting herself up.
Unfortunately, just didn't really like what she saw here. But Alan, look at these waves approaching here. We've
been waiting all morning for this, and wow, nice off the top for Sanoa. Great job. I think that's going to be probably one of our best scores so far. I don't know if we ended up actually catching it on the feed, so sorry about that. There's a lot of action happening out there, and it's hard for our amazing photographers to get the perfect shots.
Yeah, it's that's what makes surfing pretty tricky here. It's like usually there's lulls of not too much action, and then when a set approaches and comes through, and you have 4 surfers jumping up on one wave or all the waves, it's hard to get them all in the shot there. But yeah, beautiful surfing from Sanoa. She had a really beautiful bottom turn and a big smack off the top, and unfortunately got a little bit off balance on her landing there and couldn't really ride out of it, but we'll put that in the judges' hands and see if they wanted to call it as a completed maneuver. It's definitely one of the more critical maneuvers we've seen kind of all morning. So yeah, just beautiful surfing from Sanoa, really developing into a pretty quality world-class surfer, representing Canada over in Portugal. It definitely pays off pretty much living here at Cox Bay, just down the road.
Yeah, just down the road, 5 minutes away. You toss your wetsuit on, maybe inside after it's dried all night, out for a nice quick morning session, on the way to school, and then back in the water right after school. Sanoa, she's been surfing really well. In the next heat, we're going to see Jasmine come out. She's a good friend of Sanoa's, but is quickly becoming a bit more of a competitor against the level of Sanoa and Matea. So we'll see how that all goes down in this Princess of the Peak.
Yeah, we definitely saw Jasmine Porter was looking pretty fine-tuned yesterday. If you guys joined us live, another one of the Princess of the Peak. I believe she's one of the finalists from last year. Definitely on a mission. Definitely want to get back to the final, and definitely want to kind of take the reins from the Olin sisters. They're kind of carrying the torch at the moment for these young groms, but
good call. I think that was in the photo here. Sorry to cut you out there, Brendan. That Chloe Patanius was looking at that wave, and it's good that she ducked out of it. Got a nice little set coming her way. She does have the inside.
This is Sanoa on her forehand. Wow. Goes up in the lip. Stands tall.
Wow. Sanoa Olin throwing a huge turn there. That's
one of the best turns of the day.
Yeah, that's definitely got everyone off their feet here. We'll see how that falls into her scoreline. She's currently sitting with a 6.00, backed up with a 2.57. I think she got the score that she wanted.
She cannot be upset with that. picking the right wave, timing that turn
Looks like Chloe's
perfectly. Chloe, here's the replay of Sanoa.
Yeah, I love how she got.
Doesn't like the looks of
Boom.
that one.
Love how she was able to highline that on
This
the,
just in,
you know,
yellow.
right
You
right off the
improved your
takeoff there.
situation.
Throw
You
your
just
arms
dropped an
and get ahead of that section and
8.67.
get that burst of
You're now
speed,
sitting on
and
an
it
8.67
allowed her
and a
to throw
7.50.
that finishing maneuver, and it paid off for her because she stuck it.
Yeah, I
Ruby
think I
forward
just
on the
heard from the
inside.
judges that she just,
Oh,
Chloe, or sorry, not Chloe, Sanoa
Just
just
didn't
got
time that
an
one quite right.
8.67
She'll
and
power
then
back out.
backed herself up with a
Look for another
7-point
wave.
ride. So she
minutes
is
remaining.
leading this heat in fine form. It's a bit of a
There's
battle for
Chloe,
second place,
up and riding
and
her
Chloe,
forehand. Oh,
Chloe's
yeah.
doing a great
That's
job
the
at trying to
end
keep
section there,
inside.
eyes strong.
Yeah, that's Chloe
Nice surfing
Platinius.
by
Looking
Chloe Platinius.
really comfortable there. I really like her board choice as well. That's she was surfing that all day yesterday, and it definitely looks really comfortable on that board. Unfortunately, it's got a custom paint job, so I don't really know what kind of board it is. But I mean, my guess it could be an Aftanis.
Could be an Aftanis, yeah. I did see a Grizz Time sticker on it. Getting her boards fixed by Chrissy Montgomery's little squeeze there.
Yeah, I know, and yeah, he's been doing some wonderful work there with board repairs, Grizz, and
So 7 minutes, 30
you know, it's
seconds remaining.
awesome. He's always a pretty awesome human being to be around. He's always in a good mood. Definitely pretty on it when it comes to board repairs, and yeah, just a good person to be around and hang out with.
Billabong flags straight out is the contest zone.
Wow, so we have
So I'm seeing a few people
some
starting
lines
to
starting to
paddle out
come in.
here. You guys are gonna want
And,
to head further north.
here we
All the
go.
way down south where the
Ruby
surf
Ford
shows
looks like
are.
she's in a bit of a good spot, but here we
Look at
have
this
Sanoa
set.
Olin battling to get into
Here
this
goes
wave, deciding
Sanoa.
which way she's going to go, left or right.
Gonna
She's
go to
going
her
for the
backhand
right,
again.
and she's
Doesn't
going to
like
kick
the
out.
looks of that one.
Yeah, but
And
there's
out the
a couple
back, she
sets
left
approaching
off
there,
the
Alan.
blue
There's
out
a
the
beautiful
back.
looking left here. See
This
if
could be a good set here.
anyone can get in position to catch this wave
Out of the
here.
paddle.
Aqua Breweiler looks like she may have it.
Beautiful looking left here.
She gets
Aqua
up.
Goes to her backhand. Nice little turn.
A beautiful first turn there, and a
Oh,
nice little
another
finish there
one.
off the foam. She's got to be confident with that
I
wave.
think that's gonna improve
Yeah, we're starting to hear some
Surfer
hoot
Red
and
off the
hollers
Breweiler.
from the beach, and that could really keep her up into the second place standing. Her and Chloe have been going back and forth this whole heat with, I do believe, quite a bit of time left in this heat. So we,
We'll see.
Fat Lady has not sung.
Yeah, we'll get back to a little replay of Aqua Breweiler's last wave there.
There
That
we
first
go,
turn,
Surfer Red.
nice and
You
critical there. I
just
love how she hit
improved. You
the,
have a 6.1 and
got
a
to the top
6.
there and was able to throw a
With a
little bit of
two-way
spray,
total of
and she finished it
12.10.
off too, showing a bunch of control.
Surfer in white,
And
Chloe, I'm sorry,
yeah,
sorry
really
that wave.
looking good out there. And so Aqua, not wanting to let Sanoa run away with this one. I know Sanoa has posted some pretty good scores, so she's got an 8.87 and a 7.5. So it's a bit of a hill to climb for the rest of the
So
surfers
crazy to
here.
see how much
It is a
better the
very
girls
big
get
hill to
every
climb,
year.
but I think it's a battle for second
girls
place
are
to keep
still-
moving on.
Can surf in the princess
You know,
division
there's-
for another few years unless they decide to graduate up into the women's division.
Girls
Yeah.
are young. They have tons of flair and fight still left in them, and they're not going to give up
Surfing is
any
in good
spot
hands
at
here.
all easy. It's bragging rights and on the playground.
Yeah, and that's
know?
the thing. It's you have because this contest only happens once a year. You have bragging rights for the full year.
Full year.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to
Okay, here we
Lisa
go.
Fletcher Jewelry.
Snow off
She's
and riding again, generating speed.
the winners of the
Drives
Princess of
up
the Peak
on
here will be
Kissel
getting
again. Whoa, throws
a
spray
necklace
with authority.
made by Lisa Fletcher, along
5
with a little
minutes
swag
remaining,
bag,
5 minutes
probably from
remaining.
Billabong. So yeah, I want to thank Lisa Fletcher for making all of the jewelry for all the women out here, all the finalists, and yeah, she's been making some pretty fine jewelry these days.
She sure has. She has a great little studio. Here's a replay of Sanoa's last wave, setting herself up, throws that back arm back, and then wraps it around to toss out the buckets. Right at her competitor, saying, if you want my spot, you're going to have to earn it there.
Yeah, Sanoa, no stranger to letting her fins fly there, and just getting a little loose on that lip there, and it's definitely going to be another good score in her scoreline. Just laying it on to the competitors and saying, You want me? Come and get me.
So 4 minutes remaining here.
You said it perfectly, Dino. Chloe Platanius with that last wave did pretty well, but here's Aqua Briller up on a nice little left, going for a backhand. Looks like she digs that rail quite a bit when she's on her backhand if she doesn't have that power of the wave giving her that kick.
Yeah, exactly. Aqua, she's staying pretty busy out there. You know, she's currently sitting in
all these girls have progressed year over year.
Third place at the moment. Or sorry, second place at the moment. She has a 6.10 and backed up with a 6. Definitely staying busy. That's what I've noticed the past couple hours here as the conditions are changing. Alan, is you got to stay busy out there because there's not too much to offer out there currently. But the busier you are, the more waves you're going to get, and eventually you'll be able to get a score on your board.
Yeah, you know, these girls. Oh, here we are. Snow with the hood off, doing a nice off the top. Backside, goofy footer. You know, if you guys are back at home right now and you're watching, you're thinking, wow, like, looks like it's pretty easy to catch those wave out there. Well, it's not as easy as you may think. The average person in the beginning getting into the water may catch a green wave once every 10 minutes. And these girls right now are doing it once every 30 seconds, it seems like. They are just catching anything and everything that comes through and doing their best to showcase what they have on lock.
Yeah, Alan, we'll just walk through this replay here. Sanoa, beautiful. I love how she got up there and just all that power and speed off that bottom. Really was able to get high on that wave and really hit the lip with some anger there. And unfortunately, wasn't able to ride out of it to finish off that wave. But that first turn, definitely pretty critical. And yeah, I'm really liking that that maneuver that she pulled off. But yeah, as you were saying, we kind of anticipated this throughout the morning. That inside bank has kind of been the kind of choice of banks for sure. And unfortunately, we can't surf it all the time because there's a thing called tides. And I'm sorry, we have surfer up and riding here. That's surfer in yellow. Sanoa
almost gets a nose pick in there.
Looking really loose out there. And, you know, just fine crisp surfing from Sanoa all weekend long, and there's a reason why she's in the semifinals, and definitely, you know, a pretty heavy favorite to win this Princess of the Peak. Also, she did very well at the Rip Curl Pro this year too, and the U16 girls getting to the finals. And so we have surfer up and riding there, surfer in white. That's Chloe Platanius on her backhand.
Banks it up off the top on her backside.
Nice little turn there to start things off. A little direction change there and trying to do whatever she can with what the ocean's providing. But yeah, Chloe is definitely going to help her out for sure.
All right. I may have just sneezed on Dino's face there. Sorry about that. Any of you on the live feed, I got him pretty good for you though, if anyone was hoping.
That's okay, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I just didn't want to sneeze into the mic and wasn't really thinking about where I was pointing that gun.
Last year there was that.
So yeah, if you guys are just joining us online here, what a beautiful day down here at Cox Bay. Currently in the water, this is semifinal heat number 1 of the women's, of the Princess of the Peak. Top 2 surfers will be advancing into the final. It's some pretty interesting action here as that tide has shifted and filled in the bay here. That inside bank has been starting to light up here, and it's definitely not disappointing here. We have Sanoa up and right on her backhand with a beautiful little turn off the top there, attacking that lip with authority and able to finish that wave there. And looking really, really clean there. And yeah,
2 seconds remaining. 1.
You know, the countdown here with 2 seconds. Pretty much just a little victory left for Sanoa.
Yeah, well, you know, she's going to get through this one. Semifinals, she's going to go straight to the finals. And that's where we're going to really see a lot of the competition really rise to the challenge. Bit of a party wave happening here. We're going to take a bit of a break as we come to the Heat 2 in the semifinals number 2. We'll be right back with more Princess of the Peak. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, I'm Pete DeVries, and this is your Shelter Cox Bay Breakdown. Cox Bay is our most consistent wave in Tofino. It is open to anything from a north, west to southwest swell, and offshore winds are from the east, southeast, or northeast. So you can pretty much surf here most days of the year. Cox Bay varies depending on the tides and the sandbars. Generally, the higher tide has a bit more power, a bit more punch, and there can be some inside little tubes. And the low tide, there's these big rangy peaks that you have to hunt down and find the right zone in order to catch them. I'd say Cox Bay is one of my favorite waves to surf in Tofino. It's kind of known as our go-to spot. It's the easiest place to go and surf and get waves, but it can also be the most frustrating place in the world on its day. You can kind of find a little bit of everything depending on your session out there. And look, stand-up barrels, the girls are gonna get tubed tomorrow, I hope.
Okay, welcome back to live action here. This is the 7th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship presented by Billabong. And currently in the water here, this is the Princess of the Peak semifinal, heat number 2. Alan, take it away. Who's in the water right now?
All right, right now, riding the big coveted red jersey, although this means nothing in these heats right now in the semifinal. We have Jasmine Porter wearing the red. We have Olivia Welch wearing the beautiful white jersey. Cannon Waz wearing the yellow jersey. And Kayla Blake wearing blue. So we're going to call this out. It's going to be an intense heat.
Yeah, pretty exciting heat that we have ahead of us. We just saw earlier in heat number 1, semifinal heat number 1. Sanoa Olin really taking a commanding lead in that heat right off the bat and never really looked back, and pretty exciting to see her and Aqua Brawler move ahead into the finals.
Yeah, I think that's going to be quite the heat with Aqua Brawler and Snow Olin. They're gonna go head to head. There will be 2 others that are gonna be trying to fight for that top spot, princess spot.
Depending on how the day
Yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome to see the beach kind of come alive a little bit for these princesses here. You know, the waves may look small, but for these young ladies, anywhere from chest to head high in some of these sets. So we do have some sets approaching. It's definitely pretty awesome to see that this ocean has come alive for, especially in the later stages of the day, because Alan, this is finals day.
This is finals day.
We're crowning some champions today.
We're gonna crown the princesses and the queens. Give them what they deserve after this hard, grueling, but beautiful weekend. Last 3 days of competition. Been getting up really early and staying up late, going to all the cool after competition venues.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
Lots of things happening.
Last night at Shelter Restaurant, there was the Full Moon premiere, a movie presented by Billabong. Definitely a pretty awesome turnout. I mean, Shelter Restaurant, pretty much a staple in the community out here. And yeah, it was nice to see everyone show up. And it's pretty standard Shelter scene. Busy, beers are flowing, food's great, smiles are everywhere, and yeah, everyone was having a great time out there.
And I haven't walked into Shelter and not felt like a celebrity since I moved to Tofino. But even before I moved here, going there, they just know how to make you feel at home. And that is why right there I believe Shelter is the #1 restaurant to go to in Tofino for the local fielder.
Yeah,
always playing great surf videos on inside, and their bartenders know how to make a really good drink.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to all the staff that worked last night. I know it was pretty hectic in there, but Chuck working the expo there, holding it down with one arm. During the weird off, he got smoked with a board in his shoulder and kind of messed up his rotator cuff. So Chuck, big shout out to you, big guy, for holding it down for the boys last night. And yeah, Robbie Elliott in the kitchen there. Killing it day in and day out. Pretty standard for that guy, Robbie Elliott. He is, if you ever walk into Shelter Restaurant, you'll definitely run into Robbie. He's there all the time, making sure that the kitchen line is in order and the food quality is getting pumped out with grade A quality. So, and of course, my man Dan McNeil there behind the bar, making sure that everyone was not very thirsty.
No, he's good at making sure that the whole team, whether your drink maybe the good old wobbly pop, or maybe it's a mixed drink. He knows how to mix them up for you. But here we go, back to live action. Getting some waves here. It is a pretty serious little heat going down. I've seen Jasmine getting a couple waves. Ryder in red there.
Talking on the live feed yesterday about how he ran into the Haas family down Pescadero.
With the sun shining.
So we're going to go over this replay here. That's surfer in red. That's Jasmine Porter. There's a reason why she's in the semifinals here. Looking very comfortable on that board. Definitely over the years, seeing her grow. She's developing into a pretty good surfer.
You know, she may not be as radical as of yet with compared to Sanoa and maybe Matea, but you know, she got a couple really good turns and picked a better wave. And we didn't really see Sanoa really get more than one turn in on that on her offer. So, you know, with Jasmine picking off, getting a couple more turns, maybe not as radical, but still really good. Nice drop. Here we go, Ryder in yellow.
Yeah, that's Kiana. I believe that's Kiana Haas. Making a couple of really good turns there. It looks like she's surfing an Aftanis board there, and yeah, we say it day in and day out. Stefan kind of designing boards that are super designed for the conditions out here in Tofino.
I think Jasmine has probably the nicest pop-up of the princesses right now. She's super smooth, right in the power point of that. She doesn't have to really work too hard to catch these waves. She does a really good job of getting into them. It's pretty amazing to see them progress at such a young age.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, I've seen her grow as a surfer and also a young lady. It's just, you know, it goes to show how perfect practice makes a perfect surfer. So it's definitely pretty awesome to see surfers this young, especially in this town. You know, surfing in Canada is definitely a very young industry and a very young sport. Definitely, we're going to go over this replay here of Jasmine.
Watch this pop-up here. Just cruising right into the right spot. Gets her set up so she can get across this section. Unfortunately, the wave just doesn't give her too much power to do anything else. But, you know, you have to start in the right spot. You want to start with success, and you know, with that pop-up of hers, that's just going to give her that much more opportunity to really be able to finish off those waves. And I don't think it'll be too much longer before we start to see her do some radical above the lip maneuvers.
Yeah, exactly, and it all starts off with your pop-up. You know, getting up early and utilizing that wave as much as you can. You see Jasmine definitely showing a little bit of skill above her age there. Just such smooth and crisp surfing from Jasmine over the past few days and last year as well. She was definitely, for me at least, she was definitely a standout for yesterday. It was a pleasure to watch her surf, and you know, it's definitely going to be probably seeing her in the final. The Princess Surfer in white on the inside, catching a bunch of waves. I believe this is her 6th or 7th wave already. Woof. Let's read off the name for you guys in just a second. I believe that's Olivia Welch. Staying busy on the inside, and I really like her approach to this heat. Not going out back and getting those bomb sets. She's staying busy on the inside, and there's some pretty beautiful looking little waves on the inside. And you know, Alan, these ladies are pretty small, so these waves that they're surfing, you know, are anywhere from waist high to chest high, and some of the sets are kind of overhead. So it's pretty awesome to see these ladies shred the waves that we have to offer here at Cox Bay.
Well, talking about waves at Cox Bay, this is a picture-perfect day right now. You know, if you are just beginning to learn or want to get into learning, go over to Surf Sisters. They will get you out in the water. Of course, if they can't get you, Pacific Surf School will help them out as well. If they're overloaded, they do get really busy. But looking at the water right now, you cannot take away but how awesome these waves are. The sun is shining. It's warm out there. I just saw someone paddling out, doing a little bit of body surfing in their board shorts. I don't know if I'd be doing that today.
Yeah, especially recently we've had some pretty big swells that have worked their way into the beach here. And that's the beauty of October. It's definitely the dawn of the swell season out here in Tofino. We have Surfer in red with Jasmine Porter on her backhand and a small little inside wave, but able to kind of dig the rail in and throw some spray out the back of that turn there. So really showing a lot of a lot of commitment on all of her waves that she's catching there, Alan, and it's got to help her scoreline for sure.
Yeah, that's going to help build her confidence for the next heat, which will be the final, I do believe. Obviously, nothing is fully officially just of yet, but she's been surfing the best of the heat. I'd be really surprised she didn't make it all the way through.
Yeah, so that's surfer in yellow. That's Kiana Haas. Staying really busy on this wave and able to, unfortunately, just couldn't ride out of that wave there, but staying really busy. You know, Lincoln's, as many turns as she can, and that's what you want to do, especially when the conditions are a little soft like they are today. The more maneuvers you can link together on a wave, it's going to help your scoreline. And just talking to a couple judges before, that's what they were saying. They were kind of humming and hawing about throwing some big scores down to over those one maneuver waves. But if you can link a few maneuvers and kind of switch up your style a bit, the judges are going to reward you.
Oh, they're going to reward you. And these ladies here, I've actually had the pleasure of surfing with Jasmine and Kiana, not only in Tofino, but also down south in beautiful Baja, California, in a very remote area. I was surprised to see them. The story I'd really love to get into is last year, luckily enough, they were out on a session, and it was probably double overhead for myself at North Chesterman. And as I worked my way out the back, who would I see them to? Kiana and Jasmine in a very serious spot there. No, this isn't their first rodeo. They feel comfortable out in the water, and they're happy to be out here right now.
Yeah, it's Kiana Haas on her backhand there.
Taps the foam.
Looking very comfortable out there. And I mean, I'll give you a current situation in the lineup here. So currently in first place wearing red, that's Jasmine Porter here. You see her having a look at this left here. Nice little looking left. Unfortunately, couldn't ride out of that one there. But yeah, Jasmine looking very comfortable. She's sitting on a 7.10, backed up with a 4.47. So she has a pretty commanding lead over the third and fourth spot. But surfer in yellow, Kiana Haas, right on her heels there. She has a 6.43 backed up with a 4.83, so combined heat total score of 11.33, and Jasmine combined heat total score of 11.42. So
dropped a couple good scores.
Kiana not letting Jasmine run away with this one. And Jasmine,
absolutely not.
Another beautiful looking right here, right to the inside, see if she can do anything with this. She's looking to replace a score of a 4.47. I don't think she's going to get that replacement score there, but yeah, I'm going to judge.
That's right. That's why we're sitting with the headset. The judges are sitting over there, very intently watching these waves. Very quiet, very solemn faces. We have going down the line, Cece Unger, Pete DeVries, Isaac Radish. I do see Kyle Palado and Robbie Ferguson, and sitting just on reserve is Noah Cohen, waiting to jump in at any moments where the judges just need to take a bit of a break.
Yeah, it's that's definitely what makes this contest definitely one of the better contests we do have here in Canada is the judging panel, year in and year out. It's great to see all these local pros come down here and put down their surf knowledge and make sure that the scoring is getting done accurately and professionally. And with the amount of surf talent up here in the judges booth, it's hard to criticize the judges. They're usually the first one to get criticized too if you're not moving ahead or not advancing or you're not getting the score that you wanted. But with a judging panel like this and also a head judge in the likes of Shannon Brown, there's very little that can go wrong.
Very little that can go wrong, and it makes you rethink about what you're going to do out there because they know what's up. And if they're all in here, that means there's some free waves out there. So if you're listening in, check out this set that's rolling in. These ladies are going to get ready to take over. And here we are, surfer in blue, up and riding, Kayla Blake.
Yeah, Kayla has been a little quiet in this heat, but picking off a couple waves that are pretty good. There's Jasmine Porter again, the busier of all the other four competitors out there. She is currently in first place, but not that far behind her. It's surfer in yellow, Kiana Haas. So we'll see how this unfolds. We got about 5 minutes remaining left in this heat. Still, Alan, tons of time to make something happen.
Oh, there's tons of time. We have Olivia Welch up and riding, getting a couple little turns on her back end. I like the way she collapses there to try to finish it off. Fortunately, the wave just doesn't give her enough to push her forward.
Yeah, it's definitely this is one of my favorite events here, the Princess of the Peak. It's great to see all the young ladies in the future of surfing to kind of come out here and get amongst all the action. And do you think, being at this young age, do you think the contests really get in their head at all?
You know, I think they're so used to surfing against each other, just constantly in the water. There's so much friendly competition happening at all times that I don't think that it's too much in their head. If anything, they just want to go and have a good heat, put on a good show for their friends and families. And,
we'll be advancing into the final.
You know, I don't think they're too intense. They're still going to hug each other at the end of this. It's not going to turn into a bloodbath.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to see them get into the kind of the contest scene at an early age. You know, because some of the likes I hear, like, you know, it's Jasmine Porter, Aqua Brewweiler, Sanoa Olin, and you know, Olivia Welch and Kiana Hayes. They're definitely going to be surfing in a lot more contests to come.
Oh yeah, this will not be the last time we see them on Princess of the Peak or Queen of the Peak. You know, this has been the 7th annual. I do believe that for sure there'll be another 7. So thank you so much for those of you at home checking in and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We did find out that there's around 5,000 of you all over the world. Some people in India. A good friend of mine, Sherry, is all the way in Sri Lanka. They just put a little edit and did their own Queen of the Peak yesterday at the surf school that she's at over in Sri Lanka. Pretty cool spot. I do believe the Surf Sisters are going to go over there this year to have a bit of a staff surf, which is very unique. Not every school does that.
A pretty awesome company to work for. So here, back to live action here with Surfer in Yellow. It's Kiana Haas looking at a beautiful looking left here. Unfortunately, nothing really opened up for her on that wave, but Alan, we're looking at some of these sets rolling through, and I believe that South Swell is starting to sink into the bay here at Cox Bay. Beautiful looking sets here. And after this Princess of the Peak, we're rolling right into the semifinals of the women's shortboard and looking at some very contestable swell. A very great call from our contest director, Shannon Brown, running through these heats early and trying to capitalize on the swell as much as possible. And yeah, that's the beauty of having a great contest director like Shannon Brown making those hard calls.
You know, and on the screen we just see someone else, a new rider in yellow. That is Hannah Scott. You know, separating herself, getting ready for the next heat from the rest of the pack, going way more northern on the end, and I think she's going to be hunting down those rights. She's done a great job.
Yeah, this that semifinal heat number 1 pretty much could be a final. We're going to see the likes of Matea Olin. She's going to be surfing in red. We have Steph Whitman in white. In yellow, your defending champion, that's going to be Hannah Scott. And in blue, Lauren Akins. I mean, Alan, it's pretty much almost a final.
This is a final. You know, only 2 of them will advance. This is going to be a huge heat. I think, sadly to say, Laura Akins is probably on the bottom of this list. She's going to have her work cut out for her if she wants to make it to the final. I don't believe she's ever made a final, but this could be the day for her.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be one upset here because last year in the finals we had Matea Olin, Steph Whitman, and Hannah Scott. So, this is going to be an interesting heat. I know Hannah, talking to her yesterday after the day of surfing, she's definitely feeling very confident. She was also looking very, very comfortable and pretty confident in her surfing yesterday. So we'll see how, you know, if she's going out there with a game plan set in mind. But, you know, once you hit the semifinals, you're not slowing down. You want to make sure you're getting that finals, and there's $2,000 up on the line.
There's $2,000, and you know, for Matea, that's a lot of money. You know, she does do a lot of traveling, so I'm sure she's going to save that. But here we go. We're counting down the heat, the last Princess of the Peak heat here for the semis, and there is the end of the Princess of the Peak semifinals.
Yeah, still waiting for some unofficial scores to drop. I mean, if you guys are watching, Surfer in Red, Jasmine Porter definitely staying the busier out of all of the other surfers out there, but not far behind. Kiana Haas was nipping at her ankles there for that first place position, but top 2 surfers advance. So we'll see, waiting for scores to drop. We'll let you know in just a moment here when we get the official scores to drop. So that was the end of the semifinal heat number 2 of the Princess of the Peak. We'll be rolling right into the semifinals of the women's shortboard heat number 1. So yeah, stay tuned. So the next surfers in the water will have Mattea Olin, Steph Whiteman, Hannah Scott, and Lauren Akins. It's going to be a pretty interesting heat.
If you have to go to the washroom, go now. This is going to be the best heat before the final. This is kind of the premier heat we've been waiting for. Top surfers in it: Hannah Scott, Mattea Olin, Steph Whiteman.
So there you have it on our screen here. Your heat winner there, the Princess of the Peak, that was Jasmine Porter. And running up the beach here, surfer in yellow, that's Kiana Haas. Smiling, nothing but smiles on everyone's faces out there today. So it's great. We're going to be seeing those two in the finals later today. And what a great event. You know, high fives being handed out. And I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's friends out here, and that's why this sport of surfing and the community of Tofino is such a wonderful place to live. Support from everywhere.
Absolutely. Just in between what was happening there, we didn't really catch it on live action, but Mattea Olin just absolutely demolished this wave that just came through. This right-hander got 4 turns in, threw a lot of spray. That's going to be a great start for her. So here we go, Hannah Scott up on a wave. I think we might be taking a bit of a break here.
Yeah, we're going to step away from live action in just a second here. So don't go away, guys. This in the water at the moment. We have Heat 1, the semifinals of the women's shortboard. This is the 2016 Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship. We'll be right back after these short messages.
All right, and we're back.
Short commercial break there. That was wonderful. But yeah, we couldn't go away from the live action here. Right now, the semifinals of the women's shortboard is in the water. Alan, this is turning into a pretty insane heat here. We saw some early exchanges from both Mattea and Hannah and Steph Whiteman as well. So yeah, so if you guys are just joining us here, surfers in the water here, that's Surfer in Yellow. That's your defending champion, Hannah Scott.
Yeah, and then we also have Mattea Olin in red. We have Steph Whiteman in white and Laura Akins in blue. So we're going to drop you guys some scores. And I know the judges have been working hard to figure out who got the best out of that first exchange. We're only a couple minutes into this semifinal Heat 2, or sorry, Heat 1.
Yeah, so tons of action here, and we're definitely noticing a bit of that south swell kind of pulse through here. If you guys are joining us, it may look pretty small out there, but just wait, you know, a few minutes. We are getting those beautiful looking south swell lines rolling through the bay here, and they're putting up some pretty contestable surf for the women out there.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Mattea Olin just took things to the next level. She's made getting a 7.90 for that first exchange. She got like 4 turns, throwing some buckets, whereas the rest of the team didn't really get to do much on the wave. But here we are, rider in white, Steph Whiteman, giving it all she's got. Just one little finishing turn there.
Yeah, so Sanoa coming out big here with that 7.90. Definitely pretty confident out there in the water at the moment. Definitely going to help her in the long run there. That's a beautiful score to open up with. Yeah, coming in hot. I love how she approached that first wave that she took off on, and she's got another beautiful wave here.
Wow. Here we go, Hannah Scott down her eyes, going up for the top.
Yeah, Hannah just getting a little bit caught behind that foam ball there, and again, not generating enough speed. As I see Steph Whiteman having a look at that laugh and just didn't like what she saw. I mean, it may hurt her in the long run because that wave is reeling right to the inside. We'll see if that was a good decision call by Steph, but Steph, definitely a well
seasoned vet.
Seasoned vet out here, you know, being a long-time local here in Tofino, and this is definitely her stomping grounds. So she definitely knows what to do out here and understanding how these banks are working these days.
She sure does. She's been down here since 7 in the morning, making sure it's all good. Really enjoys being on the water. She does put everything she has into her turns. Let's check out this little replay here of Hannah Scott pumping down the line. You know, that one big section closed down, and she tried to get ahead to come up and top, but at least she can finish it off.
Yeah, you know, I really like how she stuck with that wave. Fortunately, you know, not having enough speed to do any critical turns there. We have surfer in blue here. That's Lauren Aikens. Just getting a little caught behind that foam there. These waves are starting to pick up a little bit of speed as they break on that inside bank there, Alan. And, you know, we couldn't have called it better. This inside bank has been working wonders for us all weekend long.
Yeah, it sure has. You know, with the longshore current, it's really dug a bit of a deep trench, but with that comes very prominent sandbars. So although there is a bit of a weird spot when that medium tide hits, once we get to these high tides, which high tide isn't fully up there until 2 o'clock, so we're going to be coming up quite a bit more. But it seems like this is perfect. Matea up and riding, hitting the foam, coming around to give it a rap-a-tappy. But finishing off, she just happened to fall there. You know, that's seems to be on lock there, Dana. She has that ability to just pull those out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. You know, being her height and, you know, how light she is, she's definitely able to get to her feet really quickly and attack that lip with some authority. And it's great to see how smooth and how solid surfing Matea's developed into. We'll go over this replay here. That first turn, that whack, you know, throwing tons of spray there. Unfortunately, just got a little bit caught and couldn't totally ride out of that one. But that was a very committed maneuver, and we'll see how the judges reward that.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to think of a 12-year-old going against women that are above 20 years old to take them down.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. You know, we've been talking a lot about Matea, and yeah, definitely. I don't think she's really cracks under any pressure. You know, she seems to keep herself very calm and cool, and you know you can tell by the results she's been getting in the past couple of years here, not just at the Queen of the Peak, but at the Rip Curl Pro as well, and also on the international scale over in Portugal for the World Juniors, the ISA World Juniors presented by Vissla.
We cannot say how proud we are of the Canadian team that went over there, took the time out of their day to go to Portugal and represent Canada. You know, surfing is still a pretty new sport. On the world scene, it's always looked at as more of an alternative sport. Sport you can't really go too far, but you know, with these kind of competitions coming up, we're trying to say, you know, there is the opportunity to go somewhere with this and to make this a job.
Yeah, and definitely surfing over the past couple of years, you know, help for the WSL, getting it on the main stage here for viewership. We got Hannah Scott, surfer in yellow, up and right. That's her defending champion. A beautiful little foam climb. Able to ride out of that one with some authority and some control, so the judges are definitely going to be awarding that one maneuver wave probably pretty good there. It's definitely one of the better maneuvers that Hannah's been able to put together all heat long here. But I mean, Alan, this ocean is starting to wake up here. We have Matea down the beach there.
Just doing a couple foam climbs. You know, if I was out there, I'd be sitting right beside Matea.
I like that. I like that wave choice from Matea. You know, she's not putting the brakes on. She just has her foot down on the gas pedal. And, you know, coming out huge with a 7.90. Her backup score of a 5.67. I mean, I don't think that wave's going to increase her scoreline, but she's just not slowing down, you know, and that's what you need to do out here, especially in the semifinals. You know, getting to the finals isn't easy, especially when you have the likes of Steph Whiteman and Hannah Scott and Lauren Aikens you're going up against. But, yeah, I know, I really love her tactics are just don't slow down, keep that gas pedal going, and you're going to be rewarded.
Well, she's getting rewarded by the judges with her great surfing. You know, the rest of the ladies haven't really lined up anything like she has. She got her first wave, lucked out, got 3 turns or up to 4 turns in on it, where the rest of the field keeps on seeming to be trying to paddle outside of that choppy area here. And, you know, leaving Matea all by herself to pick off these waves and choose whichever way she wants to go and put herself in a position for success.
Yeah, we'll see how this is going to pay off for all the competitors. It looks like everyone's kind of paddled away and left Matea by herself. that definitely as that tide fills in, that trench there, that rip trench is definitely coming into a bit of a factor here. It's definitely a difficult thing to surf at a beach break, and constantly battling that rip and that cross shore current. But sometimes it can be your friend. Sometimes it can pull you right into a beautiful spot there, like Hannah Scott here picked off this beautiful looking left here. A beautiful opening turn there. That's your defending champion, Hannah Scott, with one of the most critical turns of the heat so far.
Uh-oh, here comes another wave. Steph looks like she's in the placement, but she's going to let it go, and Matea's going to take advantage. Look at that first turn. Absolutely wraps it right back into power. Unfortunately, falls there. That could have been the next level for a higher score right there.
I'm not sure what Steph was going through her head there. She kind of gave that one to Matea, and maybe she played into her favor. This is a beautiful looking right here, so you get around this section there. Nice little foam climb. Unfortunately, that just kind of closed out on her, but yeah, a little bit of a interesting scenario. We'll see the replay here. This is Matea Olin on the screen there. Beautiful opening turn now, and I love how she just dug her rail in, and she does it with so much ease.
Yeah, looking at the technique, if you were to break it down, Shannon would be saying that she's doing everything right, opening up her arms, turning her chest to where she wants to end up going, and then wraps it down, using that upper body power to make her legs not have to work as hard.
Yeah, exactly, and that's beautiful surfing from Matea, and yeah, the likes of Shannon Brown there, showing her the ropes and building a solid foundation for her to build upon. She's putting it on display right now, and sort of putting on a clinic, and especially when you're put up in a heat against the defending champion Hannah Scott, that surfer in yellow. Matea kind of running away with this one. She's got some pretty big scores on there. She's got a 7.90 and a 5.67. She's currently in first place, and surfer in yellow, that's Hannah Scott. Here she's in second place. She's a 5.20 with a backup of 4.90. She needs an 8.38 to move ahead of Matea. That's
pretty high in the excellent range.
Yeah, and then once you get those scores 8 and above, that's in the excellent range. You got to do something pretty spectacular to impress these judges. But we did see them before. Yesterday, Steph Whiteman, I believe, had the biggest combined heat total score. She had a combined heat total score of about a 17 or an 18. She posted 8.93 and an 8. So we have surfer in yellow, Hannah Scott, with a beautiful off the top turn there. She's got a little bit of an inside section to work with here, but we have out the back Matea Olin.
Wow, a nice foam climb.
Unfortunately, that wave just didn't really offer much on the inside, but Matea with a beautiful one maneuver wave there. And sometimes that's all you really need, Alan, is if you can link together a pretty critical maneuver, you sometimes get that score that you need.
That's absolutely right. And here's Steph Whiteman up on the wave, getting another little turn in there. Looking good, but not on the caliber that's Matea is really throwing out there, and that must be going through their heads right now. The hearing the judging, the beach commentary go down and saying the scores out loud of what Matea is dropping out there. I can't imagine what it was like to be out there. It must be a hard heat.
Yeah, it must be pretty difficult here. We got on the instant replay. Here's Hannah Scott on her last wave there. A beautiful top turn, throwing a bunch of spray in there. That's her best wave of the day. She posted a 6 for this one. I love how she just stayed with it, Alan. And we were stressing about that yesterday, about being able to finish your waves. It just shows a lot of confidence in your surfing, and also it just shows the judges that you're on it and you're not gonna stop. It's a big thing to finish off your waves, and you get the scores that you need.
Yeah, man. Steph right now is chasing in third place. Looking for that higher 6 range wave choice so she can get herself into second place to move on to the final. Of course, she was my personal favorite. I was hoping that she could make it out there right now. She's got her hands full.
Yeah, whenever you're going up against Hannah Scott or Matea Olin, it's definitely a pretty big hill to climb, but we've definitely seen upsets in the past. And that's the beauty of contest surfing, is that you have 20 minutes to kind of make it happen, and it's anyone's game. And as long as you're getting the right waves, and if the waves are coming to you, You know, we see it on the world scale, you know, when everyone. Sorry, we'll go back to live action with Hannah Scott in her backhand.
Oh, she's setting this up for something pretty good. Fortunately, we weren't able to get into it. The lineup out there is pretty spread. I'd say there's probably about, you know, 60 meters in between each of them. And unfortunately, that's really spreading out what's actually going down out there. And it's hard to paddle into a wave to make sure that no one else gets that wave. You kind of just hoping that the good waves come to where you are instead of where you're fighting for that wave. Well, if you're just joining us right now, we are in semifinal 1
of the women's shortboard. Yes, this is finals day, everyone. So everyone tuning in online, make sure you get in contact with your friends and family. www.queenofthepeak.com to tune in live action here. We have Steph Whiteman, surfer in white, up and riding here with a beautiful looking right here, Alan. Beautiful top turn there, and see she's got a beautiful inside section to work with. Linking together a bunch of variety of maneuvers there, and that's what the judges are looking for, the variety of maneuvers, and Steph Whiteman is definitely going to factor into her scoreline.
Well, that could take her into second place. We'll see. It's going to be a tight one for the judges to really see. She did get a couple turns in on that, finished it off nice and strong, but maybe just not as much power as Hannah Scott did on a couple other ones.
Yeah, I mean, Steph is trying to stay busy. That's definitely going to, that last wave of hers is going to be probably her best wave of the day. We'll see what the judges throw down for her score.
And will it be enough?
She does have a bit of a hill to climb currently. She's currently in third place. She has a 4.90 and a 4.50 combined heat total score of a 9.40. She's in need of a 6.31 to move into second. So I don't know, Alan. I'm not a judge, but yeah, you can see on the screen here in the replay that's Steph Whiteman's last wave, and I believe that's probably going to be her best wave.
Last of White, a 5.40.
So she just got a bit better of a score, 5.0.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get that score that she needed to move into second spot, but still a bit of time left in the crunch time of this heat here. Wow, lots of action going down. I mean, Mattea opening up with a 7.90, and she really hasn't laid off the gas. Well, unfortunately, Ocean's gone a little quiet for her at the moment, but she has her eyes looking at this set wave out the back there, and it's looking into turn into a pretty beautiful wave here.
Nice bottom turn.
There you go, Laura Aikens up on a wave, and Mattea too, splitting the peak.
Wow, Mattea Olin definitely getting the better of the exchange there. Coming in with a couple of big first turns there and finishing off her wave with a nice little foam climb.
You know, you got to hand it to Mattea. She put herself in the position to catch those waves. She didn't let anyone get close to her to where she was sitting. She really was dominating that peak there and got 4 or 5 great little turns and rides throughout this heat.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. It just goes to show her contest ability and how comfortable she is in surfing contest. So here on the screen, the replay here of Mattea, that first turn, throwing tons of spray and a nice little foam climb finish there, and finish it off there with another little foam tap, and that's great to see Mattea finishing her waves, because yeah, that's where she's getting those big scores, and it just shows the I think our contest experience as well. You know, being able to utilize that wave to its full scoring potential, and not afraid to throw down some pretty big maneuvers, and she makes it look fairly easy for a 13-year-old girl, you know, going up against definitely some pretty heavy favorites and trained veterans out here. Mattea, I find, comes into every single heat with a purpose, and she constantly delivers.
Well, you know, watching Mattea during this heat, this is every coach's dream right now. Sticking to her game plan, going out and taking it down, dominating this heat at the young, ripe age of 12 years old. Surfing against seasoned veterans of not only Tofino Locals, been in town probably longer than she's been alive for, but also surfing longer than she's been alive. So, you know, for her to come up at this ability and to be dominating like this, this is no minor feat. She has a gift, and if you're joining us right now, you're getting to see that gift on display.
Yeah, this is definitely some of the best surfers, if not the best surfers in Tofino. Not just at Tofino, dude. We also have Sarah Taylor from California. Sorry, that's Hannah Scott, your defending champion, hitting that lip with authority, finishing off that wave. It's yeah, Hannah Scott's staying busy. She's currently in second place in Heat 1 of the women's semifinals shortboard. She's a 6.00.
20 seconds remaining.
The backup score of a 5.20. Still unofficial. About 20 seconds remaining. It's looking like Matea and Hannah Scott will be moving on to the finals, but it's still unofficial results.
Down 5, 4, 3, 2.
Wow, Alan,
1.
what a heat!
That was by far the most eventful heat of the season. Bit of a heartbreaker for Steph. She's had a great run coming through and dominating all of her heats in the past, but once we came up against the likes of Matea Olin, she kind of got stumped, and luckily enough, Hannah Scott was able to keep herself up in the top spot as well.
Yeah, you definitely know Steph's definitely going to be kicking herself for not really capitalizing on some of the waves that rolled through. Maybe a little back to the drawing board for next year. But she's still got to be excited, you know, making it to semifinals and, you know, having a tough draw with, you know, defending champion Hannah Scott and the new up-and-coming kind of local favorite in Matea Olin. It's never really an easy hill to climb when you're surfing against girls like that.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not an easy thing. We're about to start semifinal Heat 2. There goes the buzzer.
So here on your screen there you have Sanoa Olin congratulating her sister Matea. Just showing that sibling love there, and they've been so supportive of each other, and that's why you can tell that they're surfing at such high levels. And yeah, that's your heat leader, sorry, your heat winner there, Matea Olin, Billabong rider.
Taking down the you know, like the reigning champ.
Taking down the reigning champ.
Without even a question.
Yeah, she was posting some pretty big scores, some of the biggest scores we've seen all day. Matea posted an 8.33 and backed it up with a 7.9. So posting two huge scores pretty much in the excellent range. Pretty much solidifying herself and letting everyone know that she belongs in that final.
Well, she not only belongs out there, but she is owning it out there.
So, Alan, we're going to take a break here from live action. We're going to be rolling right into Heat 2 of the semifinals. The women's shortboard, but don't go away. This is finals day of the 2016 Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship, and we'll be right back after these short messages.
So love, like backside turns, this is the kind of rotation we're looking for. You can see the head and shoulders facing fully opposite direction to the nose. And on a turn like this, now you can see how far you've got to go between you and the whitewash.
welcome back.
Welcome back. This is finals day down here at Cox Bay in Tofino. This is the 7th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship presented by Billabong. Currently in the water right now. It's a pretty intense heat. We have semifinal heat number 2 of the women's shortboard. In the water right now, it's surfer in red. That's Sarah Taylor up and riding here on her back end. Nice little foam climb. She's been a threat all contest long. Yeah, Alan, very, very smooth surfing from Sarah, and you know, bringing her talents up from California. It's always great to see her come up here and compete in this contest.
Yeah, I think you know, looking into the waves that how she's surfing here and how she surfed last heat, and then right off the buzzer, she got an absolute bomb of a wave, and showed that if Matea's going to want to win this, she's going to have to do a little bit better than what she did that last heat, because Sarah came out with 3 off the top to a wrap on the foam climb there. So we'll see what the judges draw for that.
Yeah, Sarah Taylor, no stranger to finally out here. That surfer in white, that's Amelia O'Connor. She was staying a little pretty busy earlier. She posted a 4.33 during the commercial break. Yeah, looking pretty comfortable out there. It's great to see Amelia making this semi-final. That's probably one of her better results that she's had at this contest. And moving down the line here, we have surfer in yellow. That's Marie Francois, coming up from Ucluelet, British Columbia. Originally from Quebec, but if you guys joined us yesterday at Shelter Restaurant, we premiered one of her new movies that she was featured in, presented by Billabong. Yeah, Full Moon premiere at Shelter Restaurant. And we had a couple other professional snowboarders that were actually surfing in the contest. We had Leanne Pelosi and Robin Van Gwyn surfing in the contest, and man, that movie was out of control. The level that those girls snowboard at is insane. Some of the best, if not the best, big mountain backcountry snowboarders. They put on a clinic, and the turn up at Shelter was you know, pretty standard scene at Shelter. You know, packed house all the time.
All the time.
And everyone was having fun. But yeah, it's great to see Marie making the semifinals once again. She was, unfortunately, she came up just a little short last year in the semifinals here. She's definitely looking to improve and make that final, but it's definitely going to be pretty tough because, you know, going up the likes against Surfer in Blue, that's Kate Prothero and Sarah Taylor and Amelia O'Connor. It's going to be a pretty tricky hill to climb.
Yeah, and here's Kate right now catching a wave. I believe she's on a 5.4 fling, superboard fling, blue template quad fin.
Yeah, definitely familiar with that fling board put up by Superbrand. Definitely a small wave weapon. I love how Super's kind of taken the reins on, you know, really hammering out some pretty quality shortboards, and yeah, having all their riders kind of create the brand and having some pretty good shapers on California, pretty good. But yeah, we were talking about that earlier there, Alan. Board choice has been pretty key for the ladies out there, and we've seen lots of Aftanis boards being ridden out there. And why do you think so many people are riding Aftanis boards?
Well, he's been in Tofino riding these waves day in, day out for years on end. And what does he want? He wants to make the best boards out there for the waves we have on offer, not to go out there. But here, live action, we have Rider in white hitting the top of it, you know, kind of kicking out. But yeah, back to Aftanis there. He watches these waves. I love getting to hang out with him on the beach. He's no shy to let the tide come up or down, to wait for the right sandbar before he jumps out there. But he just takes that knowledge that he has on the beach and he puts it right into his surfboards and is able to kind of talk you into the right board for you. So you know you're never going to be riding the wrong board.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome having a local shaper with so talented as Stefan. I mean, it definitely comes down to you know, having a proper team as well in place that can give you some really good feedback. And I know he's been making some boards for kind of a local unofficial mayor, Peter DeVries, and definitely getting some feedback from a professional surfer like Pete. It goes a long way, you know, in developing and fine-tuning your models. And, you know, that whole Laftanis team there with Shannon Brown and Raph Breweiler and Michael Darling and yeah, Pete getting on a couple. And it's definitely showing that, you know,
We got a knee ride.
Craft is in good hands.
Oh, that could have been something else. That would have been a sweet start to get up there, popping up onto her knees and then up to her feet. But unfortunately, it wasn't able to work out for her.
Yeah, so we should maybe give a big shout out while there's a bit of lull in the action. A big shout out to all of our sponsors for making this whole weekend happen every single year. First off at the helm, you know, Shelter Restaurant and of course Surf Sisters. That's Chrissy Montgomery from Surf Sister and Mikey Jacobson from Shelter. Coming out big every single year and putting on one of the best contests we have out here every single year. And it just seems to be getting better and better there, Alan.
Yeah, I really don't want this day to end, although we'll have to, so we can crown some ladies. I'm sure there's a lot of competitors that want to know who's going to walk away with all that prize money.
Yeah, and we'll keep going down the line. Of course, Billabong being a huge supporter of this event over a few of the years there, and it's great to see them come out every year and help out and be, you know, the title sponsor of this event. We've got a bit of action out the back there of Surfer in White. That's Amelia O'Connor finding a beautiful looking left here. She could run that foam section there.
Wham!
Nice first turn there. And we also have, yeah, she got a beautiful inside section here. We have also Kate Plethora on the back, on her backhand there, a beautiful little split peak. And Alan, I mean,
what
3
is
surfers
happening
up,
here?
and
Sarah lays down some power.
You know, I think that was a really good move for Emilio and White to take that wave away from Sarah. But unfortunately, the ocean just offered her this epic right to take on, and she laid into it. And at the same time there, rider in blue, Kate Pathrow, just hitting it down the line, you know, making these judges work hard to make sure that they're going to be doing the right thing. So we'll see what the scores drop for that last exchange.
Yeah.
That is kind of what we were looking for in this day of final day.
yeah, exactly. It's definitely some pretty good action here. There's a replay of Amelia O'Connor's wave there. I love how she stuck with it the whole way through here and was able to get around that foam ball in that first turn, tossing a bunch of spray. It's definitely going to help her scoreline. And I love how she stuck with this wave on. We were talking about how finishing wave is key, and this is Sarah Taylor with that big backside turn there.
That KS board is looking so good under her feet, looking like she's getting tons of speed out of these waves that really aren't giving much speed.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see. Here's Kate Plethora in blue. Got a little bit stuck in that foam ball, but had a little tap off the top there. We'll see how that factors into her score line. I mean, current situation in the water, I think Sarah Taylor posting a pretty big score on that last wave. She got an 8.33. That's a pretty big score to sit on. Then we have Amelia O'Connor up in her backhand. Amelia O'Connor is currently in second place there, Alan, and she's looking like she really wants to get to that final.
Well, she is keeping extremely busy out there, not going too far out, not looking for those bigger set waves as they're not really coming through as often as they were earlier, but focusing on those inside ones just to get a couple good little hits on the top, throwing a little spray. And you know, right now the judges are happy to see that they want to throw the points away for those.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially in these later stages of these heats, and you gotta want it. You know, you can't. These scores aren't going to come easy, and as the level of surfing gets better and better throughout the contest, the judging criteria is also there. You know, the judges are looking for some big maneuvers because there's a reason why all these ladies are here. They are the best surfers of the contest so far. So yeah, they're definitely going to be needing to put some big scores, but we've already seen some pretty big scores drop. I mean, Sarah Taylor dropping an 8.33. She's got to be pretty excited with that one.
And here we go. Amelia, you know, kicking on that inside. If she can get a couple more of those, she will solidify her spot, I do believe, and in that final place to move on to the finals. But just let's finish off doing a little bit more to our sponsors because this event could not be done without them. The Wicked Inishin. They were down here doing a little bit of massage for all the competitors. Pacific Sands for just being an absolute epic resort. Couldn't have happened without District of Tofino, Avtana Surfboards and Tourism Tofino, Ocean Village, Wildside Grill, Epic Pharmacy, Mask On, and Tofino Brewing.
Up and riding on a right.
So we got, I'll interrupt you there, Alan, with Kate Prothero looking at this beautiful looking right there. I love how she brings her longboard approach to her shortboarding. You know, got like a nice fluid style that kind of shows off that she's really comfortable on whatever board she's surfing, and it's great to see her kind of go back and forth. And here is Marie Francois surfing yellow, linking together a couple of great looking turns there, and staying pretty busy here. We have surfer in white, Amelia O'Connor. She's currently in second place here. And
for a good reason.
Yeah, and in these final heats here, only top two surfers advance, so we'll see if Amelia can piece anything together here. A couple of good turns there, Alan. I like the way she approached that. The way she's staying busy and linking those inside banks there. Starting to work wonders for her.
She is putting it all together. The puzzle is in full view of her, and she's just walking away with it right now. Sarah putting on a great little show, catching these waves. Don't even know how she's actually catching these waves on such a thin, small board that she's riding. And the other girls just aren't really keeping up, but Amelia doing a great job.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see Sarah Taylor coming up from California and showcasing her skills here at Cox Bay. She's definitely one of the favorites to get to the finals, and you can see right there in her surfing, her wave knowledge, and she's paddling out the back there looking for a nice looking set wave. It might actually kind of roll right through to her. She's sitting on an 8.33 and a 7.90, or sorry, a 6.50. And she's got a beautiful looking left here, Alan.
Wow, look at this. She's highlining it. She set herself up. I think she could have done something with that other than just kick it, because there's nothing on offer behind.
Yeah, unfortunately that the wave just kind of didn't really like what she saw on that one, I guess. But, I mean, she's sitting out in front with a pretty commanding lead right now. She has a heat total of 14.83. Definitely making it pretty tough for any of the other contestants to catch up to her. But in the replay here, that's Kate Prothero, local Tofino girl, looking pretty busy on her board. And there's Marie Francois, surfer in yellow. I mean, not the best wave that she's picked off, but it was a good wave choice. The ocean's been kind of quiet, and that's the whole thing. Staying busy, keeping those legs moving and staying warm, because nothing worse than staying out there and not catching waves and letting your body kind of let that cold take over. And yeah, it's definitely about staying. You got to stay loose out there.
Yeah, well, Kate was up pretty early this morning out there fighting, doing a call for the Tofino Volunteer Fire Department.
Yeah, I'm loving the wave that Sarah Taylor picked off. Definitely one of the better looking waves that came through, but unfortunately she just didn't like what she saw. But style points for that ejection there.
Yeah, it was a nice little pressing the eject button, let the parachute come on out to slow her down.
All right, some of our longboard semifinalists getting ready.
Well, right after this heat, we'll be moving into the longboard semifinal. So if you don't go anywhere, we're sticking around for quite a bit longer.
Yeah,
we'll be crowning someone today.
This is finals day, and that's the beauty of finals day. We get to crown some champions, not just some queens, but also some princesses as well. These for all the shortboard contestants out there that are making it to the finals. There's a bunch of cash online this year. You have the opportunity. Whoever wins this contest can take home $2,000. So that goes a long way, and it's great to see the cash prizes every year increase for these ladies. So $2,000, that's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I wonder what it'll be next year.
Yeah,
we'll see. $2,500.
Yeah, I remember the first year that I started working for the Queen of the Peak, the cash prize was $500, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. So it's great to see that that cash prize go up, and having a bigger cash prize purse there just kind of entices more and more girls to come out, because it gives them the opportunity to
pay for the trip,
pay for the whole trip, and to add some padding to that bank account. And I mean, everyone that makes the final is going away with some money. So whoever gets second place is walking home with $1,000 cash prize. Third place, $500, and in fourth place, $250. So really, everyone's a winner that makes it to the final. But there can only really be one Queen of the Peak, and I mean, we have defending champion Hannah Scott earlier in her Heat 1 semi-final heat #1, making it through to the final and having a chance to reclaim, or sorry, defend her title.
Yeah, she will be defending that title. Seems like some people are pretty hungry to take that from her. And we're going to have to see some great surfing from her to make sure that she puts a stop to it.
Yeah, I know. Watching the surfers today, so we have a surfer on your screen there. It's Marie-Francois in yellow. Picking up those inside little waves there, but not really offering too much. I mean, it's definitely a lot trickier to surf these small conditions because, you know, when you don't have that much power behind that wave that you're surfing, it's definitely really hard to generate some speed. And if you're trying to link together some maneuvers and put together some critical maneuvers to try to get a good score, it's really difficult to do that when the wave doesn't really have much to offer.
No, so that's why wave choice is so important, and somehow Sarah Taylor has been picking off these perfect waves, but here we go. Amelia up and riding, just kind of staying with this wave somehow with that awesome quad fin of hers. You know, I don't think that's going to really change too much on her scoreboard, but you know, it does get in the other riders' heads. Hey, she just caught 10 waves. I've only caught 1. And there counts it down, sadly.
That's the end of semifinal number 2.
That's the end of semifinal number 2.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty good heat there. So stand by for some official results here. We'll be letting you know who's moving on through to the final. So the winners of Heat 1, semifinal number 1, we're looking at Mattea Olin moving on ahead along with Hannah Scott. So Hannah Scott has a chance to defend her title, which you can tell that she's pretty proud of, and we're getting put up on the live stream there. A little shout out to all the fans, friends, and family that are watching. Thank you for tuning in to queenofthepeak.com. It's been a pretty awesome weekend, Alan, and couldn't ask for better weather. And I mean, the conditions are pretty awesome, but it's going to be turning into an epic final.
Oh my goodness, this is the moment we've been waiting for. I cannot wait for this final, but we'll have longboarding coming up really soon here. And, you know, it's great to see the girls jump from one board to the other, one board to the other. You know, they got to change their whole style to get through. I do think we're going to take a bit of a break here while the action is on pause, so don't go anywhere. Big longboarding heat coming up for you. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
But you won't be advancing into the finals. Your 2-wave total was a 7.57. Advancing in white, Amelia O'Connor in second.
Hi, I'm Pete DeVries, and this is your Shelter Cox Bay Breakdown. Cox Bay is our most consistent wave in Tofino. It is open to anything from a north, west to southwest swell, and offshore winds are from the east, southeast, or northeast. So you can pretty much surf here most days of the year. Cox Bay varies depending on the tides and the sandbars. Generally, the higher tide has a bit more power, a bit more punch, and there can be some inside little tubes. And the low tide, there's these big rangy peaks that you have to hunt down and find the right zone in order to catch them. I'd say Cox Bay is one of my favorite waves to surf in Tofino. It's kind of known as our go-to spot. It's the easiest place to go and surf and get waves, but it can also be the most frustrating place in the world on its day. You can kind of find a little bit of everything depending on your session out there. And look, stand-up barrels, the girls are gonna get tubed tomorrow, I hope.
Wales and the Point Guesthouse. We're located in downtown Tofino with beautiful views of Claycourt Sound. We have a few different types of accommodation. We have co-ed and female dorms, we have private rooms, and we have suites. If you're looking to explore the area, we offer discounted tours through our Adventure Centre. High Tofino offers a sauna. We have a surf shack where you can store your board and wetsuit, and a large communal kitchen. We have a pool table in our games room and amazing views from our great room. High Tofino is an amazing hostel. We hope you can get.
And on a turn like this now, you can see how far you've got to go when you're in the whitewash.
Longboard division.
All right, Alan, we're back.
We sure are, Chrissy.
I was just checking our Instagram feed here.
What's going on?
Our hashtags are blown up.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, hashtag Alan the Wicked Announcer is like trending right now.
Oh my goodness, you guys are way too kind out there. Put me on hashtag. It's just too much fun. Well, we got Mattea up and riding, getting all the way to the nose. You know, she just had an absolute epic shortboard heat, and now she is killing it on the longboard.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for these girls that are surfing in back-to-back heats, you know, surfing in multiple heats. It's exhausting.
Oh, I couldn't, there's no doubt about that. Surfing just for fun is tiring enough.
I had to bribe Kate with some snacks to keep the morale up.
Yeah,
she's out there and
she's been pretty busy.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know, with what was that, back-to-back twice now. This is twice that she's done a back-to-back, I think.
Oh, here is this Robin Clark having a little
up and riding. That's Robin Clark.
Ooh, I like this angle, showing a little bit more of the steez that she has out there.
And then on the left, we got another surf sister, Romy.
Ooh, nice little direction change.
Up and down.
Here goes Kate out the back.
Kate's having a look at this right.
Kate fades into this right.
Some good
nice
style.
Little cross step. As she gets through this fat section here.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
Nice little cross step.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, please. And finishes it off.
Well done, Kate. That was, I did not see that one coming.
Me either.
That's amazing.
And that's how you get the extra points, is doing something that the judges don't expect you to do.
Exactly.
Cross step. Up to the nose.
Tay on a nose ride.
Not as controlled as her first wave. I'm sure there'll be more from the
All right. So we're, moving forward in the longboard edition here, jumping straight from the shortboard semifinals that we just finished to the longboard. It's gonna be a tight one.
I know, it could be anybody's game right now.
Semifinal, heat 1, longboard. Let's do the replay here of this wave that Kate just rides so gracefully.
Those little twinkle toes, eh?
Hands out.
Firefighter at night, surfer by day.
Look at that. And then heyo, over. She even gets him over a little bit. Boom. Straightens out.
Well done.
All right, we have some Romy up and riding split action. Look at how Mattea just opens up her arms and turns that big board right around. Not something that's very easy to do on a longboard.
Heck no. That takes a lot of skill. If you lean too hard, you're just going to bog a rail. So you got to twinkle toes back to get above the fins to make that board spin that quick. So well done. Good surfing by Mattea.
And right now there is an opportunity for Mattea to take the Queen of the Peak in both categories. I know there's lots of ladies working out there to make sure that doesn't happen, but it wouldn't be that big of a surprise.
Yeah, you never know. So here's Robin with a nice little knee paddle in. She's got a left here. Not too much happening on that. So, man, it just turned into a beauty day down here. This is, you know, Tofino at its finest. The sun is shining. There's little peeling waves. The beach is packed with people having fun, dogs running around. It is an awesome time. Definitely a good time to be in Tofino for our endless summer.
Yeah, it really is. And the summer when you just, doesn't really matter. You put on that wetsuit and it's all the same temperature.
All right, so I wonder if Kate's going to get ahead of that section. Nah, just...
So I noticed with Kate there, she's weighing her leash pretty high up on her leg. What's the reason for that, Chrissy?
You know, it's just so that your chances of getting tangled in it are a little bit less when you're walking around and you've got your fancy footwork on the board. Just kind of tries to help keep the cord out of your way. You know, it is a risk surfing without a leash. You never know. You know, if you lose your board, it could just be, you know, it could be the end of the heat, you know. So it's, yeah, it's just to give her a little bit more room there for walking around on the board.
Nice. Nice. Pretty early on in this heat. Lots of different exchanges. I think everyone's got a wave under their belt.
Yeah, the contest director has made a good call on how it's been scheduled. You know, these are just great longboarding conditions right now. Glad these girls are in the water. Super entertaining to watch. And I can't get over that it's sunny. It's October and I'm hot. I just had to put on sunscreen.
Yeah, the sun is shining through. It's almost a bluebird day out here. So if you're in town, get your butt down here. It's just too much fun. There's tons of stuff happening. There's food on the beach. We got Surfside Grill up by Pacific Sands serving out good burgers. And, you know, there's drinks down here and everything like that. So come on down, check out the amenities, and help us queen one of these peaks.
For sure. And don't forget too, if you don't have a car, or if you don't feel like trying to find parking down here, you can hop on the free beach shuttle. So it's still running till 6 o'clock today, every hour, making stops along the way, picking people up to bring them down here to Cox Bay. It's totally free, thanks to the District of Tofino and Tourism Tofino. So out the back here, looks like Robin's setting herself up for a nice little set wave coming through.
Nice cross steps by Surfer in white.
Yeah, this is going to be a good scoring wave for sure.
Yeah, quite the exchange that has gone down this last little bit, and she's still going.
See, that's just, you know, good wave selection. But she's lost her board. See, this is what we're talking about. You know, without wearing a leash. You know, if you lose your board, you're going to have to come swimming in for it. So luckily, it's not that big of a day, and it was easy for her to grab her board. She's already on her way back out, but.
Yeah, we will see how that really affects her heart rate. You know, when you lose your board, sometimes you can freak out a little bit. Heart rate jumps up. She gets back out, and she might be a little frazzled.
Yeah, plus you gotta paddle back out. It's just, you know, it's all a little bit tiring. So here's a replay of Tea's, you know, great little ride there. You know, up to the nose, back down, and a nice little kind of finished floater, nice finish maneuver. It's really important to finish your waves as opposed to just kind of falling at the end. Judges are looking for that. That was Romy. Same thing. Or no, sorry, that's Robin that we're seeing on the screen here. This was her last wave.
And here's Romy right in front of us on the screen.
Romy Unger from Germany.
Look at that nice, smooth paddling, very stylish.
Yeah. I hope her parents are watching from the homeland right now, cheering her on. Yeah, Romy's one of our surf sisters, one of our new recruits. Awesome girl.
Yeah, she's. I see her on the beach all the time. Always a big smile on her face to be teaching those newbies.
Okay, so here's this could be some trouble here. Look at this beautiful wave coming in.
Look at this wave. Kate up and riding off the bottom.
Wow.
Gets high
Smart.
up into the lip. Gonna try and come around this one.
So it was you know, that was definitely one of the set waves that we saw Kate pick off. And you know, there wasn't much room to do too much fancy footwork on, but what it did do too was also take away that ability for Mattea to grab onto the shoulder there. So you know, it's maybe strategic for Kate to grab that wave. Well done. You know, again, Kate's a seasoned vet when it comes to competing, and always a threat, even though she must be exhausted out there.
Oh my goodness! And a big part of these this heat is, you know, she wants to get through. It's not just the waves that she does catch, but also the waves that she makes sure that other people don't catch.
Exactly. Oh man, you can't see this, but in front of us, we just got dropped off our lunch, thanks to the Wildside Grill, out of their new Surfside locations. You know, sponsoring all of us up here in the tower with a delicious, tasty lunch. We are very fortunate to have them on board. And for those of you down on the beach who are coming on down, they are serving food down here, all by donation, and all proceeds go directly to the Tofino Hospital Foundation. So we're doing good things down here. Yeah, raising money for the hospital. So here's Taya with a nice little nose ride. Sweet little 5 there.
And
Great.
Chrissy, do you know
Good
what kind of board
surfing
she's
here.
riding?
She's on an Aftanis. I think it's an even. Yeah, I think I saw the squash tail. Not a blender, but an even. So that's his model. That's a little bit more nose ridey. It's a fun board for sure. Perfect for these conditions.
Modern longboarding.
Yeah, is it a 9-foot board?
I don't know.
Might be a little bit. It looks like it's a 9-foot board on her feet, but she is, you know, not that tall as she is only 12 years of age.
Yeah.
Going against women that are over their 20s that may even have surfing, been surfing for longer than she's been alive. You know, that's pretty crazy. You know, to think that she is making these girls run for their money, earn that position. Here we go, rider in red. Up and going, getting the nose right up there.
Kate with a
Good
nice
for
5.
her.
Good recovery.
Nice. So I do believe she might get a complete from that.
So I'm getting a text here from Surf Sister headquarters, Tiffany, who's holding the fort, just demanded, "Where's my lunch?" Well, I'm sorry, Tiff. I think I'm eating it currently. Thank you so much, buddy, for holding the fort. You're a champion. We love you. If anyone's in town, go give Tiff a hug. Give her a snack. Yeah, she definitely took one for the team this weekend, allowing all her coworkers to come out and play in the sunshine and compete. Tiff, I love you. You're a good girl.
You know, there's a lot of people working behind the scenes here at Queen of the Peak, not only to keep this thing running, but allow people to come and take this weekend off work. So thank you all those who maybe are working an extra shift or two to allow these amazing women get out here and showcase their waves. And here we have an amazing wave that Kate Pethro is really putting on a clink for us today. She's getting in there, up there, around there, hitting it. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with as she gets through this heat.
Definitely. She's also going to be a force on the dance floor tonight, I'm sure. So anyone who's in town tonight, make sure you join us for our wrap-up party, courtesy of Odalith. They're putting on a nice dance for us. It's going to be at the Tofino Legion. Doors are at 9. It's $15 if you're a Legion member, $20 if you're not. And you'll see Alan and I throw down some of the greatest dance moves of all time.
Yeah, I'm already warming myself up. Right
yes,
now.
Me too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So here's a replay of Kate's wave, a little twinkle toes. Boom.
That's what you want.
Good direction change there. And then just
is that
not
a complete?
Quite finished. Yeah,
would that be a complete?
It's borderline, yeah.
Borderline, okay. Another one.
Here's her right.
There we go. Cross-stepping around.
And then that's a good finish there. Yeah, that with control and riding out. So.
All right. Robin Clark getting a nice little wave, and then also Romy Unger riding. Fortunately, not really getting much, but it seems like there's a bit of a peak here that the whole team is trying to like session off of.
Surfside Grill.
You know, not coming together, but big difference in this heat with Kate Pethro. You know, last heat on the shortboard, she wasn't catching that many waves. It looks like she's feeling a lot more comfortable back on this longboard and off that shortboard. She's paddling into this beautiful little left-hander here. If she can get this, this could be a great one.
This could be trouble. Look at this wave of Matea. Oh, trying to find a little dark room there, but it's
Tyler, cross steps.
Oh, wow. Look at that, eh? That's, I mean, she's got to be in the lead. What do you think, Ellen?
Oh,
Let's check our scores
there's
here.
no doubt in my mind that she's in the lead. It's always a race for the second place position right here. Robin Clark is up and riding, but man, was that ever an awesome wave that Matea really just picked off, waited, came right to her, barely even paddled for it.
That was, you know, one of the biggest waves of you know, that's come through in a while. It was very well executed. Smart surfing by Matea.
Kate and Romy just sitting out the back.
You know, she sat there in the same position, I would say, during her shortboard session, and then she went right back out there on her longboard and has been picking off these waves and getting the best waves of the heat.
Oh, totally. Here's our replay of Mattea here.
Look at that running up, running down.
Bam. I got to give a shout out to my homie Donnie Mullins in Toronto. Just texted me, said he's watching the live feed. So hello to Donnie and everyone else in Ontario.
Yeah, you know, it must be, it's pretty crazy to be that far away from us, and it's great that you guys are checking in on us. Come and visit us. You know, this is a good weekend to be up here where the sun is shining.
Now, if this isn't a commercial for Tofino, I don't know what is. Like, it's just absolutely beautiful here. So again, very smart surfing by Kate. You know, she knew she was deep on that wave, but I think she mostly took it so that she took it away from Robin. Robin was sitting right in the perfect spot, but you know, Kate didn't want to allow her an easy right there, so she took that away.
Wow, Robin, nice little fade. Just almost taking her out, but there is Mattea all the way up onto the nose. Sadly, just ends up falling, so that won't really go up into her excellent score ride. But, you know, if someone doesn't go and sit on top of Mattea and make sure that she doesn't get these perfect rides, she's going to run away with this heat.
Totally. Who knows? She might run away with 2 titles as well. So. All right, so yeah, if you're just tuning in, we are at the 7th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surf Championships here in beautiful Cox Bay, Tofino, BC. The place to be. What do you think, Alan?
Oh, you say it just absolutely perfect there, Chrissy. This is the place to be. If you're not here,
you're blowing it.
You are blowing
it. Hashtag blowing it. Yeah. If we're talking hashtags, Queen of the Peak. Queen of the Peak is a hashtag this weekend, so it's QOP 2016.
2016.
Thanks to our friends at Pilot House Media. They set us up with a nice little Instagram challenge. So if you're down here, you got to get your pic taken with the shark and follow a couple steps. You're entered to win some shelter gift certificates and some swag from the Queen of the Peak. So. Alan, I'm going to leave you for a sec.
All right, Christy, that's all right. Thank you so much for joining us. You are a popular lady. You are needed.
I'm gonna pass my mic to my main lady here, Emily Grube, in the house, not Grub.
Mrs. Grube.
Just to clarify.
Just not to clarify, yeah. Mrs. Grube coming down in. So, yeah, absolutely. We'll see you later, Christy. Have a good time out there.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. It's okay. You know, Chrissy is she's a busy lady. We think any time we can get her up on the screen here with us. But now joining me is my old roommate, housemate, Emily. How you doing?
Alan, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Did I just hear you had a massage?
Yeah, I did. I'm feeling pretty blitzed out thanks to the ladies at Ancient Cedar Spas for the most amazing 20-minute massage I've ever had.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you need to take a seat, absolutely do. I am up and standing right now because Katie P just took it down on that last wave. That was absolutely amazing surfing, dropping in on that perfect right-hander, top to bottom. And then Mattea Olin, you know, on her own. No one's contesting her for these waves. What would you be doing if you were out there right now, Emily?
Catching all the waves.
Catching all the waves. Would you think you'd be sitting over where Kate is, or would you try to be sitting on top of Mattea to make sure she doesn't get any more good waves?
Oh, that's a strategic move.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm relatively new with the whole competition surfing, but that could definitely be a good technique to go with.
Yeah.
But personally, I would probably just be trying to get all the waves, trying to keep busy, keep scores flying at the judges to keep, you know, points rolling.
Well, that's always a good plan. You know, if you can catch the right waves, get the right points, then you don't have to worry about stealing them away from someone as good as Mattea.
Totally.
But here we are, a couple people paddling for some bombs.
KDP.
KDP up and also Romy, but it closes out for Romy. Katie's getting a nice streamer down the line.
Woo!
Walking up there, getting a finger on the nose. Nice.
Cut back.
Yeah.
Kate. Super styly. Kate is actually one of my favorite longboarders in town. She's got great style. And just like Mike was saying earlier on the mic out here, She is super fun to surf with, and she's always having a really good time.
The Queen of the Peak
Lots
is
of laughs
powered
when
by
Kate's in the
Billy
water.
McGinnis.
Well, I love surfing with
All generators
all the
are
surf
provided
sisters.
by
I have had the
McGinnis
pleasure of
Contracting,
surfing alongside
powered
a
by
lot of
Billy
them,
at Lake
as you know, such a small town, such a small community, tight knit, and it's great paddling out to seeing your friends' faces smiling as they're paddling into these perfect waves. And here is
We go to
Sanoa,
riding again.
just making it look too easy. Or sorry, Matea. Keep on mixing
Time
that up.
check
They're
there,
just
we're
too
down
good
to
of surfers.
15
They
seconds.
look a little bit alike,
They do.
being sisters and all.
That'll happen.
Judges discussing what we're going to go to
What do
after
you
longboard
got?
here.
You know, you're just finishing.
skating on
You're
the
doing
inside
some
left.
great things with Surf Sister this year, and you're also working
Just
for a great
cruising.
cause. What were you doing also this summer?
I was working for a local company. Oh, Kate,
Yeah.
for the win. Yeah. Claim with
Like
the
I said,
legs.
Kate has more
I've never seen that
confidence
before.
in water.
You know, you got to do it. Someone's got to do it at some point, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was working for a local company, Central West Coast Forest Society, who
This
works
just
to
in, after
restore the streams
longboard
and
semis, we
forests
will
of
go
the
to
Tofino and
Princess
Clayoquot
Final.
Sound area.
Princess Final.
Oh,
We will
whoa,
crown
we
a
got some nose
princess.
rides.
20
Oh,
seconds
double
remaining,
wave,
semi-
party wave.
Board number 2, Robin Clark up and riding.
It's pretty awesome.
Slow
Not
zone
going to get the
under.
interference call because it's like they're tandem surfing right
Take it
now.
right to the beach,
This
ladies,
is
10
synchronized
seconds.
surfing 101. I've never seen that before in a competition, but
Counting
you know, there's
down.
enough room for everyone to be
5,
out there.
4, 3, 2.
And that about wraps up
1.
the last.
Yeah, there it
Pretty
wraps up the
entertaining
last
longboard heat there.
of that heat. We have one more, I do believe, before
We do.
we're going to call it a day on the semis and move into the final world. I don't know, without even looking at the
I think when
scores,
judges are ready here, we're gonna
my
move to
call is
semifinal
that
number
Kate
2
should take the
longboard.
number one
Stand by,
spot. Robin Clark
Judges
maybe with
ready.
the second place.
Tab over.
You know, and then it's no hold bars for the third and
Looks
fourth
like
place.
everybody's in position. Waves.
Just waiting
coming.
on
Looks like we're counting in
the
fast. 3, 2,
horn
1.
here. And there starts the semifinal number 2 of the women's longboard.
Yeah.
So in the water in semifinal number 2 for longboard
Yeah, who
Right
do we
now
have?
we have
is Lindsay Henwood, Steph Whiteman, Lauren Akins, and Amanda
We're going to fade out.
Levitt.
Actually, just so you guys know, we'll be catching up with you in just a second here, catching all
So
the great
Lindsay's in red,
shots
Steph
of
Whiteman
these
in white,
amazing
Lauren in yellow,
longboard
Amanda
heat where we're
Levitt
going to
in
fade
blue.
out and let you guys have a
Amanda's
bit of
off
a
and
commercial break. Here you go.
riding.
Okay, welcome back to live action here down at the beach at Cox Bay in Tofino. This is finals day, day 3 of the Queen of the Peak, 7th annual.
Yellow. Sorry.
I'm your host, Brendan Muhlenberg, alongside with
In third
Emily
with a
Grube.
two-wave total of
Hello.
10-7-0.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Advancing to
That's
the
great.
final in
What a great
second
finals
place
day.
wearing
I know,
red.
this is really
With a two-wave
exciting.
total
It's,
of 11-5-7,
this
that's
heat
Kate
is going to be
Conroy.
awesome.
Yeah, the sun is shining, and every single year it seems to be providing some pretty opportune conditions right now for the surfers, and that's the beauty of having this contest in October, is that every single year there's always waves for surfers to go out there and show their abilities to the judges and lay it all down on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got Lindsay Henwood up in red there. Oh, she's off.
Yeah, so if you guys are joining us, this is Heat 2 of the women's semifinal longboard. That surfer in yellow up and riding. Unfortunately, just getting a little off balance there, but some pretty good surfing going on so far, Emily.
Yeah, I'd agree. The last heat, super stacked.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Hopefully this one is the same.
Yeah, so stand by for some unofficial results. We'll be reading off to you as soon as we get official results in about who will be moving on to the finals. So these are the semifinals. Only the top 2 surfers of each heat move on to the final. And there's a lot to be won today. For the women's longboard division, which you're watching right now, the winner has a chance to win a custom Aftanis surfboard, custom made, along with $200 cash prize. We have Surfer in Blue down the beach there, looking at a beautiful looking right here. As we kind of predicted there, Emily, this inside bank is starting to work out for these longboarders. And Surfer in Blue getting tons of speed.
Lots of fancy footwork.
Linking it all the way to the inside. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a really good wave. And
Surfer in yellow.
Help her scoreline there. Yeah, there's Surfer in yellow.
Lindsay in red, Steph in white, Lauren in yellow, Amanda in blue.
Got Surfer in white up. Steph Whiteman.
Yeah, Steph's been kind of doing double duty all day, or pretty much all weekend. You know, surfing in the shortboard category along with the longboard category. Definitely putting in a lot of work and doing double duty. You know, jumping back and forth from a longboard to a shortboard. You gotta think she must be pretty tired. You know, it's a pretty big weekend for her.
Yeah, for sure, and it does take a lot of skill to, you know, there are different styles of surfing, and every time you jump out there on the board, you got to remember which board you're on, which board you're trying to surf right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you definitely have to switch your style up just a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Shortboarding is a lot more aggressive, and you got to be channeling and developing tons of speed, because speed doesn't come as easy as it does in a longboard. But yeah, and there's also different judging criteria that the judges look at for shortboard and longboard.
Absolutely.
But yeah, doing double duty and surfing pretty much all day since Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look at these sets there, Emily.
Yeah, wow.
A pretty good couple of sets that came through. There's Surfer in Blue down the beach there.
Amanda Levitt.
Amanda Levitt definitely getting the better of the two.
Steph up again. Oh, didn't quite hold up for her.
Yeah, so maybe we'll read through the names here. So Surfer in Red out in the water, that's Lindsay Henwood. She's having a look at one of these waves here. Unfortunately, she doesn't really like what she saw there. But yeah, so Surfer in Red, Lindsay Henwood. Surfer in White, Steph Whiteman. Surfer in Yellow, Lauren Akins. And Surfer in Blue, Amanda Levitt. A pretty stacked semifinals here. It's pretty awesome once it comes crunch time and it gets to the semifinals. Pretty much any of these heats could be a final with the amount of talent there is in the water.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be anybody's game.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're noticing today, definitely the busier surfers are definitely getting some pretty good scores. And Emily, you see looking out on the horizon here, we got a pretty beautiful looking set approaching. See if anyone's in position to capitalize on this. I believe it's that south swell that we're kind of predicted that would show up, and it's starting to light up the beach a bit here.
There it is. Let's see if Surfer in Yellow.
Yeah, Surfer in Yellow. That's
Lauren Akins.
Lauren Akins, definitely in the right spot here.
She's paddling.
And a beautiful looking set wave. Wow. See what she can do with this one.
Wow, high up on the wave there. Whoa, lots of fancy footwork.
Yeah.
Almost a collision.
Almost a little collision there between Surfer in Red, Lindsay Henwood, and Surfer in Yellow, Lauren Akins. But Lauren definitely taking advantage of that set wave that came through. That Surfer in White up and right, and Steph Whiteman.
Yeah. Oh, stomps it. Way to go, Steph.
Tons of control with her board there, and you know that's got to help her chances of getting a good score. The judges love that when you can ride out of any maneuver and stomp it down with authority. It's just kind of a way of saying, I got this. I'm going to get that score. And definitely in these later stages of the rounds, closer to the semifinal or in the semifinals and finals, the judges want to see some pretty big maneuvers because there's a reason why they're all there. These are the best surfers of the contest.
Absolutely.
And they have not been disappointing at all lately. If you just saw earlier the shortboarding, so that's Surfer in Blue up and right, that's Amanda Levitt. She's been doing kind of double duty all weekend as well.
Yeah, she has. Yeah, she's been doing awesome. And it looks like she's also switched up her surfboard, maybe borrowing the surfboard of one of the other girls from the contest. So it's pretty cool to see the girls out there giving each other lots of support. And no, you surf my board, and it's all good.
Yeah, it's great to see the amount of support. I mean, everyone that's surfing out there, they're all friends. They work together, they hang out together, and it's pretty cool to see, you know, once you hit the water, you kind of
super tight heat though.
Drop that and, you know, get into contest mode. But, yeah, at the end of the day, it's great to see everyone, you know, they all want to see each other do well and cheer each other on. And every single year there, Emily, this contest is the support around town. It's just getting better and better and bigger every year. And can you believe 7 years of this contest already?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Even when I first joined the contest 3 years ago, it was already up, had lots of motion, and it was amazing to be part of. Even though I didn't know all the girls very well then, they're still really warm and welcoming, and the support from everyone was really amazing.
Yeah, and that just goes to show the amount of the love and how awesome this town really is. You know, everyone supports each other, no matter, you know, new, old, or whatever. There's no ego out here in Tofino. It's really it's really a fun place to live. Oh, Steph Whiteman with a huge little foam climb there.
Yeah, Amanda Lovett too with a big front hand wave. Looking good.
Yeah, those girls are definitely staying pretty busy out there. Steph looking pretty comfortable on that board that she's surfing there. It was a beautiful off the bottom, connecting with the lip and stomping it down with authority, and she's can tell she's feeling very confident out there right now. Yeah, so current situation on the water right now, in first place, we're in red. Lindsay Henwood, she's got a combined total of a 3.17 and a 3.00. Combined heat total score of 6.17. She's definitely feeling pretty confident. She can definitely improve on those scores. We've definitely seen some waves roll through that have some pretty good scoring potential. And she'll definitely want to be moving ahead because, in fourth place, that's Lindsay. And then in third place, we have surfer in yellow. That's Lauren Akins. She's got a 4.1 backed up with a 4.07. Definitely a couple of fours. Those are some pretty good scores. I mean, Emily, these sets are still rolling through. I believe it's Steph Whiteman and White. She's got the highest heat score right now of a 6.17, but definitely lots of waves out there to throw some scores on the board.
Yeah, there's lots of nice sets rolling through. The waves are primarily staying open for the girls. You know, you got lots of nice face to work with, do those nice big cutbacks and do the fancy footwork that the judges are looking for.
Yeah, and do you find, Emily, surfing a beach break, it's definitely fairly tricky to surf a beach break. You're always kind of switching up your thought process and what your game plan, because the conditions are always changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're kind of always looking up and down the beach for the best peak, and you know, there's a lot of them, but you want to be in that perfect spot where you're going to get the most amount of waves. It's consistent, and you're having those nice big open faces to be able to showcase all your skills on.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, that's why surfing's such a dynamic sport, is that you know, there's so many different factors that go into good surfing and good conditions. You know, you have the changing tides. You know, some beaches work better on higher tides, some beaches work better on lower tides, or the incoming and outgoing tides.
Absolutely.
You know, you have different sandbanks that start to light up during different tides, so it's, you know, really exciting to watch and judge as well. And we've got Surfer in Blue up and right. That's Amanda Levitt.
Getting right near the nose.
Picking up a ton of speed on that one. Unfortunately, just got a little off balance on that board of hers, but she's got a couple of sets right in front of her. There's definitely the field is pretty wide open here. You see Amanda kind of choosing to hang out down south, and then we got Surfer in Red. That's Lindsay Henwood way down to the north end of the beach here. We'll see how their tactics are going to work out for them. But yeah, Lindsay, you know, definitely needing to get busy there. She's currently in fourth place. You know, looking for a pretty good finish. And I mean, of course, everyone wants to get to the finals, but you know, you need to get some scores on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, got to keep busy.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky to, you know, you can definitely pinch yourself a little bit if you kind of paddle away from the peak and you spend lots of time kind of chasing the peak, and it's definitely a little bit demoralizing when, you know, you get down on yourself. But
Surfer in Blue.
they're all pretty comfortable surfing out there. This is definitely their home break.
Yeah, all these girls.
And yeah, you see Steph Whiteman there on your screen. She's throwing it down with authority on that ending maneuver there, showing her kind of her veteran experience out here. And over the years, watching Steph surf, she's developed into a pretty good surfer.
Yeah,
both
absolutely.
on a shortboard and a longboard.
Yeah, Steph is definitely a committed surfer, and it's been really cool, even in the short time that I've known Steph, to see how far she's come and see her surfing become more aggressive and more styly and really kind of jump ahead of some of the other girls here. And it's because she works hard.
Yeah, exactly. And it's definitely, it pays off, you know, living right close to the beach here and putting in your time. And that's the biggest thing we can stress about it, you know, getting better at surfing, is spending time in the water. It's really, so we have surfer up in yellow. Sorry, we'll get back to live action here. That is
Lauren Akins.
Lauren Akins.
Up and riding.
Nice footwork.
Yeah, staying nice and busy. I love those wave choices that Lauren's been picking apart there, and she's definitely finishing all of her waves that she's getting on. So great quality surfing from Lauren Akins.
Oh, Lindsay Head went up on a wave going left.
A couple of surf sisters out in the water
That one kind of just seeks underneath.
right now.
Yeah.
Non-stop action.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Let it in blue,
Yeah, it's pretty
up
awesome to see
riding.
the surf sister contingency out here at the beach.
Not
Oh.
quite to the nose.
Amanda Levitt almost on the nose
Doesn't ride out of
there.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Out of what Chrissy Montgomery was saying,
Looks
out of
like
the
Amanda,
100
you're
competitors,
still
there's
sitting
34 surf sister
in first,
competitors,
Steph
past
Whiteman.
and present. So it's pretty
Surfing
pretty
yellow,
awesome to
Lauren
see,
Akins, former
you
champion.
know, that many surfers
You're
from
gonna
one
do a
company
5.2
come out
in
and
the second.
compete.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. It's
Surfer Brad
definitely
Lindsay
girls
Henwood, you're
inspiring
gonna
girls
do a
to
6.78 to move
Yeah.
to
be the
second.
best they can be. And it's really cool. I was speaking with one of the girls the other day, and, you know,
Here goes Lauren
it's really great to
skating
have
on the
that support
outside here.
and to have people in your life that push you further than you maybe would
Stick
go
with
on your
Lauren
own.
the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Nice
definitely nice
side
having that
kick,
healthy
quick
competition.
little
There's a surfer in
cross
yellow.
step. Ooh, just
That's
loses
Lauren
control.
Akins. Just got a little bit
This
loose
foot
on that
flip,
end
step
section
real
there.
clean on the
North
north end of the beach there.
And then we had also this little split peak action there up in the north end of the beach. That was Steph Whiteman in white. Staying pretty busy. I'm just going to get some heats results for you guys here. We have, so currently in first place, Steph Whiteman wearing white. She's got a 6.17 and a 6.10. Looking pretty good. We got a bit of a split peak action here. Got surfer in blue. That's Amanda Levitt.
Well, looks like she might have got 5 toes up over that nose there.
Yeah, looking really comfortable on that board. She's utilizing the whole surface of her board, and that's what judges want to see is staying busy on your board. I mean, it's really easy to kind of sit back and kind of try to coast on that longboard of theirs, but you really got to be busy on the board, on the deck of the board. You got to be running up and down, doing that beautiful little shuffle step and cross stepping. But yeah, that's how you're going to get some big scores. The utilization of your board, and we'll definitely be seeing some pretty good surfing come the final here, because we have like some Matea Olin advancing, and I believe we have Hannah Scott. Oh, sorry, that's results for the shortboard. Just getting a little mixed up there, but yeah, we've seen Matea Olin, and I believe it was Kate Brethwell maybe in the final.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one.
There we go. Yeah, so it's definitely a pretty awesome final to watch. I believe last year, who won the longboard last year?
Last year, a woman, Mele Saleh, actually from California,
California.
she came up for the weekend and definitely made the girls work for
Yeah, she
what they wanted.
definitely
It was pretty
put on
impressive.
a clinic of coming up all the way from California, and definitely having some pretty quality waves to fine-tune her skills. And she came up here and literally put on a clinic, and I mean everyone was kind of oohing and awing at how stylish and how comfortable she was on her board, running up and down the board, hanging 5, not only hanging 5 but hanging 10 multiple times on one wave. It was just she was posting scores up in the 9, and I think she even posted a 10. It was unbelievable surfing to watch, and it's so great to see competitors from down south make their way up to Canada here, and from all over the world as well. It's beautiful to see the amount of variety of surfers that we get that come out to the Queen of the Peak every year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really cool because you end up surfing with the same people a lot, and you kind of end up all kind of surfing a similar style, similar techniques. You get a trick off a friend, and you kind of ride the wave the same way, or similar styles, anyways. And it's cool to have someone come from somewhere else, and kind of show you that it can be done a different way, and kind of pushes you again to work even harder. Whoa, surfer in yellow there.
I believe that was Lauren Akins. Yeah, getting right up to her nose there. That was pretty impressive by Lauren. Unfortunately, just picked up a bit too much speed there and couldn't ride out of that one, but staying pretty busy. So yeah, it's definitely back to what you were saying there, Emily. It's awesome to see the surfers from all over the world come out here and just have a different approach on how they attack, your the waves that we're so comfortable and used to surfing. And we'll get up to your screen here. That's Amanda Levitt on a wave here. Beautiful looking right here, staying nice and busy. Unfortunately, just getting a little off balance there. Now we have Steph Whiteman out the back there.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Steph going down, but she's probably going to be a little upset with that fall there. That wave is still crumbling all the way to the inside. It could have been a really good scoring potential wave for her, but she is sitting out in the head right now with a pair of sixes. So definitely looking very comfortable and looking like she is going to be moving on to the finals, but it ain't over until that horn goes, so there's plenty of time left.
Yeah, it's pretty close with the other girls, and could really be anybody's heat right now in the last final 5 minutes left.
Yeah, it's definitely turning into a bit of a nail biter between second, third, and fourth. Steph kind of pulled away nice and early. She had a pair of sixes right off the bat, and then the difference between second and third is fairly close here. We have currently in second place wearing blue. That's Amanda Levitt. She has a 5.43 and a 4.50. And currently in third place, we have surfer in yellow. That's Lauren Akins. She has a 4.67 and a 4.1. So all Lauren needs is a 5.28, and let her get her into that second transfer spot. And top two surfers advance. So we'll see. I think they're going to run out of time here, but.
So that's the end of semi-final 2 longboard. Stand by for our first final.
So,
Princess
wow.
Just stand by.
So stand by for some for some official results about who's going to be moving on to the final. It was a pretty interesting heat there. Lots of ups and downs. The ocean went a little quiet for some extended periods of time, but we'll see who's going to be moving on ahead. It's going to be an exciting final.
Agreed.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break here. Don't go away. We will be back here. We will be crowning a Princess of the Peak champion after these short commercial break.
Want to wait for a set again?
Hi, I'm Pete DeVries, and this is your Shelter Cox Bay Breakdown. Cox Bay is our most consistent wave in Tofino. It is open to anything from a north, west to southwest swell, and offshore winds are from the east, southeast, or northeast. So you can pretty much surf here most days of the year. Cox Bay varies depending on the tides and the sandbars. Generally, the higher tide has a bit more power, a bit more punch, and there can be some inside little tubes. And the low tide, there's these big rangy peaks that you have to hunt down and find the right zone in order to catch them. I'd say Cox Bay is one of my favorite waves to surf in Tofino. It's kind of known as our go-to spot. It's the easiest place to go and surf and get waves, but it can also be the most frustrating place in the world on its day. You can kind of find a little bit of everything depending on your session out there. And look, stand-up barrels, the girls are gonna get tubed tomorrow, I hope.
Okay, we're back here down at Cox Bay. This is the 7th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship. This is finals day, and currently in the water we have the Princess of the Peak finals. We have the likes of out in the water here. Just 1 second here, we'll pull up the names. We have out in the water wearing a red. We have Sanoa Olin in white. We have Aqua Breweiler in yellow. We have Jasmine Porter, and in blue we have Kiana Haas. What a banger of a heat here. These princesses have been putting it on the line all weekend long, and I mean, Alan, we're in for a bit of a flare of fireworks here.
We're gonna see some awesome surfing that normally doesn't get to be contested at all. Like, I don't know one competition in Canada that just loves to take over for the little ladies here. Lots of intensity going out there, waiting for that wave. And here we go. We have Sanoa up on a wave and just doing. We got a split peak here. I think that was Jasmine.
Yeah, it was a beautiful little exchange there between the princess finalists, and Sanoa Olin definitely getting the better of the two there. Surfer in white, that was Aqua Breweiler going to her going left. Definitely a great way to start off the heat there. But Sanoa's probably feeling pretty confident with that wave. She had a couple of nice turns off the top, and unfortunately couldn't ride out of it, but she's definitely looking very confident on her board right now.
Yeah, this is her heat to lose, to be honest with you. She has all the skills to run away with it, and she has in all the other heats that she's put out. It hasn't been easy for the rest of the ladies to make it all the way here. Bunch of heats to be going, and we have a bit of a paddle battle, as you can see on our screen. Who's going to get it? Well, whoever is close to the peak gets the right for it, and that is Jasmine taking it away with, Kiana Haas. That's a great move on her way to taking that inside spot and not allow Sanoa to capitalize on that wave.
Yeah, definitely showing a bit of experience there by making sure that she's getting that wave, because that could have been a decent scoring potential for Jasmine. But yeah, Kiana Haas, I really like her wave choice there, and kind of blocking off Jasmine and taking that wave from underneath her. And unfortunately, it didn't really quite open up, but she definitely was able to get a little score there. And so we have Surfer in white up and right, and that's Aqua Breweiler. If you guys are familiar with that Breweiler name, you should give yourself a pinch. They're kind of a staple name in the Canadian surf industry for the past 50 years.
Since there was a name in surfing.
You know, they are pretty much the reason why this town is so massive. That Breweiler name has been around for ages, and yeah, that they are pretty much the staple in this Canadian surf industry. And I mean, it's great to see that the older generation of Breweilers and the new generation of Breweilers come to the beach here and kind of hold it down. This is their home, and they definitely don't want to give it up to anybody else.
No, they sure don't. And right there was a last exchange with Sanoa Olin dropping in backside on, probably have a wave that was over her head and cracked the lip like she was cracking pepper on a salad.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself there, Alan. That was, yeah, Sanoa is so smooth out there. It's crazy to see how a 12-year-old surfs way above her age. Just the critical drops that she's taken off on and being able to stick, and just those maneuvers. Being able to bury her rail. You hear Sanoa up and riding her. Just that wave got a little bit flat for her, but yeah, just perfect surfing from Sanoa. It's pretty remarkable to watch.
So here's that replay of that big wave backside. Sanoa dropping in, opening up, cracking it. There you go. Nice, good sized wave.
There's so many similarities between her and her sister in their surfing. You definitely know that they both analyze and study each other while they're out there, and it's exciting to watch.
Everybody here on the beach are major
them push their skills. And we have Surfer in yellow.
Wow, look at this right roll up for Sanoa. It's a little bit quick on the end section there, giving them a little bit in the beginning to open up and spread their wings to turn on that open face, but they're gonna have to paddle hard to keep in front of it. Here we go, rider in white.
There, that's Aqua Breweiler on her back end. Yeah, staying nice and busy here. That inside bank there, Alan, is definitely lighting up for these princesses, and it's pretty awesome to watch. If this is very contestable conditions for them. Them getting up on a wave here. It's easily waist high to chest high. If not that earlier wave we saw Sanoa take off on, that was definitely a hit high set for her.
Oh, there's no doubt about that there, Dino. these waves are peaking up on that inside bar and are really contestable not only for the shortboarding but for the longboarding. It is now all finals, so everything you see from now on is going to be the answer to who's going to walk away with that crown. I would probably say that this Princess of the Peak is more important to these girls than anything else in their year. Probably more important than what they're going to get for Christmas.
Yeah, you know, exactly. This is bragging rights for a full year out here on the West Coast. You know, this beautiful contest, the Queen of the Peak, it only happens once a year, but it means you got a full year of bragging rights. And definitely all of these young ladies, they all go to school together. Probably some of them are in the same classes as each other. And so we have Surfer in blue up and riding there. It's Kiana Haas. A beautiful looking right there. Unfortunately, just got a little caught at that end section there, but sticking with it, you know, and staying committed, which is great, you know. And it's a lot of surfing for these young ladies.
It sure is. It's still at this moment anyone's game to take that first place spot. We're seeing a lot of great surfing from the whole field. They're very closely packed right now, working on this center peak. Looks like the rights are a little bit more open and steeper and a little bit better shaped. But
yeah, we saw that with Sanoa. She was put together some pretty good scores in her first two there. She dropped a 7.57, backed up with a 6.67. Sorry, 6.87. So Sanoa coming out firing at the early stage of this heat with a couple of pretty high scores, and those are definitely some of the bigger scores we've seen all this afternoon. I mean, with this the drop into the swell, the waves aren't that big, and it makes it a little bit difficult to try to link up some committed maneuvers and get some big scores. But Sanoa just kind of making something out of nothing.
Yeah, she's great at doing that, and that's the difference between like the intermediate servers to the expert is taking a wave that doesn't give you much to play and showing it you're the one who's in charge and going to take advantage. And here we go, split peak with Sanoa and Ryder in white up and running. I think that's Aqua Breweiler. It's pretty sweet right now that we have a peak for both people. Two people to go at once. So normally when it's just a right or just a left, only one person gets to ride that way. But when it A-frames, as we call it, there is an option for someone to go right and left. And when that option opens up, as a competitor, you might as well take it, take advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like Sanoa's approach on that way. They're understanding that those rights are definitely holding up a little bit more than the lefts, and definitely capitalizing and getting a couple of big scores. And there's Aqua Breweiler on her backhand. And a beautiful looking left here. Fortunately, there's just not that much power. There's that inside section there, Alan, is definitely pretty soft. So here's a replay of Sanoa on her backhand. You know, those rights are just offering tons of power and tons of face to work with. And Sanoa making it look easy.
No, she's definitely not making it easy for anyone else on this competition to take that leader spot away from her. I do believe her sister won the Princess of the Peak last year. This year she's moved straight on up to being a Queen of the Peak only entry. And so it's her chance to shine. She is only 10 years old, so she could be in the Princess for quite a while. But at this rate that she's getting better, she might be on her way to be taking the crown away from her own sister.
Yeah, you know, they definitely some pretty good similarities between the two and their surfing. And yeah, you gotta admit that Sanoa, you know, seeing how well Matea's performed over the years, she's definitely fighting at her ankles there and really wanting to kind of steal the spotlight from her sister that she's kind of taken a hold of for the past few years now.
Yeah, well, they've been working tirelessly every day in, day out with coaching. Shannon Brown, our head judge here. Really, we have to give him some credit because he's been making the right calls of the day to make sure that everyone that gets out for a heat is getting the right waves for them, which is a hard job to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of pressure, you know, being the contest director, making sure that you're calling the heats and kind of trying to take advantage of all the opportune swell that we have that is at offer. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't get enough credit there. It's a pretty big job to have on your back and lots of responsibility. But I mean, who else could take it away with it is Shannon Brown. You know, just it's a wealth of knowledge, surf knowledge, which is great to have him on board here and making those tough calls.
You're right. And a man that doesn't get enough credit for the things that he does for Tofino is Monty Clark. He's just happened to grace his presence on the beach. He's just down there in his wetsuit, ready to go catch a wave. Once this whole competition is done, he's a great guy. Works at Storm Surf Shop. Always a pleasure to see him out in the water, surfing pretty cool boards. I've had the likes to have some of the best sessions of my life with him. What about you, Dino? Have you surfed much around Monty Clark?
Yeah, I have over the years. It's actually pretty hilarious. Way back when I first started visiting the coast, I walked into Storm when I was about 14 years old, and Monty sold me one of my first Storm sweaters and gave me a stack of stickers, and I still remember that day. You know, Monty, like, just the amount of stoke that he had on his face, and it just, you know, it was pretty hilarious. And Monty and I now have become pretty good friends, and I told him that story, and we were kind of having it back and forth, and he still remembers that time too. I came in because we sat there, and, you know, being a little grom, it was pretty awesome to see. You know, 5-6 years later. Well, I guess I'm 26, 10 years later now, 10, 12 years later, becoming friends with him and kind of opened the door for, you know, getting my stoke level on surfing way back when I was a little bit of a grom there. So pretty rad.
Oh my goodness. Let's take it back to the live action here. Snowa Olin is showing everyone that she probably doesn't even need to be in this Princess anymore. She's ready to go to the top and cracking it all the way to the inside. I don't think we even saw someone on the shortboarding earlier today do that great of maneuvers for that long of a wave.
Yeah, wow, Sanoa really linking pretty much anything that wave had to offer and taking advantage of that very, very good scoring potential wave. I counted about 5 or 6 turns on that wave, and the way she finished it off too, she didn't want the judges to give her a low score. She took advantage of that thing and made it count, and it's definitely going to factor into her score. And that's probably the best wave we've seen roll through all afternoon.
I would really like to know what Matea's score was last year, because I wonder if Snow is trying to beat it, trying to beat her total score from last year, but I think she might have done that.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for some unofficial scores to drop, but that's looking like a pretty big score. Stand by for results on Sanoa's last wave. It's up in the 9 range.
Wow, that's in the excellent range, folks. Can't get much. You can't get any higher than 10. 10 is absolutely perfect, saying that you couldn't have done anything better on that wave. That was the best wave out there.
Yeah, and it is official. Sanoa Olin posting the very first 10.
No way. She just got the first 10 after just talking about that. That is insane.
Sanoa Olin, wow. Coming out huge and posting the only 10 we've seen all weekend long. And who else would deliver than Sanoa Olin? And when it comes down to it in the final, wow.
This is the time to be your best in the final, posting a 10. Now, to get one of those 10s, you need to have every single judge to toss you out a 10 there. We do drop the high score and the lowest score, so a minimum of 4 judges. But that is serious. You know, a 10 can almost win you a heat. You barely even need to back it up.
Yeah, exactly, especially in the conditions we have right now. And I mean, that's what the judges took into account. Wow. She pretty much did everything she could. Here's her 10 here on the replay here. The beautiful first backside turn there, and this other second turn there, right at the top of the lip there, hitting it with authority, and then another little foam climb. And to finish it off here, she had a nice little open face on the inside, and was able to get around that end section. And I love how the way that she stuck with it and was able to link one last little turn there and straighten out. Show the judges that she's in control, and that's why she got a perfect 10.
Yeah, she didn't finish that wave. She wouldn't have gotten that perfect 10, so it's great that she did finish it, gave her that extra bit of point. I think she can pretty much just sit on her board and relax and let the rest of them duke it out.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, for other competitors out there, it's definitely got to feel a little bit, a bit of a heartbreak when you hear the beach commentator throw out that your other competitor just got a 10.
Very true, but it doesn't mean that it means that it is possible to get a 10. You know, she's showing that to get a 10, this is what you have to do. So now the ladies know if they want that 10, they're going to have to do a little bit better.
Yeah, so that was Sanoa Olin, your heat leader, getting that little in section there. And there's surfer in white there. That's Alka Breweiler. I believe she's currently in second place. She has a 3.67 and a 3.60 in her scoreline. Got a bit of an uphill climb to go here. Sanoa with their with the total combined score of a 17.67. Pretty much doing flawless surfing from Sanoa.
Yeah, that might be one of the highest wave totals we've seen this whole weekend, the last 3 days.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see if her sister, Matea, we'll be seeing her surf a little bit later here. So take it back to live action here on this replay. That's Sanoa Olin, that beautiful gouge and that open face of that wave there. And I love how low she gets when she's linking those turns. She really throws everything she can and digging those fins and then setting that rail. But unfortunately just came a little bit stuck at the end there, but it's almost like a bit of a victory lap after getting that 10.
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty sweet down here. If you have the opportunity to get here quick. We're on Cox Bay in beautiful Tofino, British Columbia. The riders are only about 15 feet or so off the shore, and the shore right now is covered with spectators cheering them on. By no means is this a quiet event. It seems like all Tofino has come out to cheer on the princesses and the queens. And there's lots of things to check out. Just can't believe how perfect everything really has become, not only for the waves, but the spectators, because of the fact of this high tide and that high sandbank that just allows it to be very up and close and personal.
Yeah, Alan, we saw that this morning, that outside bank, not really offering that much to the surfers. And, we were kind of seeing it all day today here. So we see surfer in yellow on her backhand.
Hits that section, rides out of it.
Do you believe that's Jasmine?
Yeah, Jasmine Porter. Looking a little foam climb there and then ending it with a little bit of direction change. But yeah, we were saying earlier, the outside bank wasn't really offering much to the surfers, and we saw that the conditions slowly get better and better and better as that tide came in, and now everything is kind of coming together for the finals. Everything working on that inside bank, so it's a great call from our contest director, and it's great to have some waves pulsing through and making the finals contestable for all those girls out there surfing.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything yet. It's pretty awesome that there's a 10 dropped by Sanoa a little earlier. If you missed out, well, I'm sure there'll be another one dropped, because when it's finals day, the girls, they push it to the next level. They want to make sure they leave it all in the water. They don't want to walk away and think, man, maybe I could have rode that wave a little bit harder. So they're giving it to us what we want.
Yeah, and these are the best surfers. And there's a reason why they're in the final. These are the best princesses out there in this local area. And we have a bit of a paddle battle there. Unfortunately, that wave got a little underneath there. But we have a beautiful set wave approaching. Surfer in red out the back.
Sanoa taking a good look.
Having a beautiful look at this wave here. Got a beautiful open face here.
Cranks another one.
Nice little turn on her backhand. Wow, just electrifying surfing from Sanoa. She's just so quick and so springy on her bottom turns and so light on her feet, Alan.
Yeah, she knows how to position her body weight in the right spot. Here we have two riders up. Kiana and Jasmine really trying to battle it out. Seems going to get it, and it looks like Alka Breweiler is left outside. She could really get a good one here, but unfortunately it looks like it's going to close out on her. That's too bad. And here comes the close of the final. Princess of the Peak, unofficially Sanoa being the winner, going to get carried all the way to the podium by her sister.
So unofficial results at the moment there, but kind of a no-brainer at Sanoa kind of taking that heat with a perfect 10 and back that up with a 7. And you see her, I think everyone knows it down on the beach there that this is your official Princess of the Peak champion, Sanoa Olin.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt that Sanoa is the champion. That princess with her board getting held up by her sister as she walks in. This is a spectacle to see. If you aren't down on the beach, well, you should be having a bit of FOMO, because it is awesome down here.
It's pretty awesome to see all the support there. There's Sanoa just full of stoke there. Yeah, definitely that Aftanis surfboard underneath her feet was working wonders for her all contest long. And I mean, the only person to post a perfect 10
almost dropped her
in the contest. It's a pretty unbelievable achievement and a beautiful surfing displayed by Sanoa.
Yeah, you couldn't say it any better there, Dino. You are absolutely right, 100%. This is the moment that she's been waiting for.
Yeah,
and we're
exactly.
so hard for
and
it.
you know, I want to thank Lisa Fletcher Jewelry. She is providing all of the Princess of the Peak winners with some custom-made necklaces here in Tofino, and of course a bit of swag from Billabong and all of the other providing sponsors there. So yeah, what a beautiful scene here down at the beach. There on your screen, that is a contest organizer, Chrissy Montgomery, giving her a big high five and a big hug. The future is very bright for Sanoa. I mean, you know, going over to Portugal and competing at the World Junior ISA Games, you know, and coming back here and throwing it down on the beaches of Tofino. It's super awesome to see her rip, and she definitely deserves that title. So we're going to take a quick commercial break here. We'll be right back after these short messages. We'll be rolling into the finals of the women's longboard. So stay tuned and don't go away. This is the 2016 Queen of the Peak Women's Surf Championship. We'll be back shortly.
Wales is the Point Guesthouse. We're located in downtown Tofino with beautiful views of Clay Court Sound. We have a few different types of accommodation. We have co-ed and female dorms, we have private rooms, and we have suites. If you're looking to explore the area, we offer discounted tours through our Adventure Center. High Tofino offers a sauna. We have a surf shack where you can store your board and wetsuit, and a large communal kitchen. We have a pool table in our games room and amazing views from our great room. High Tofino is an amazing hostel. We hope you can get.
And on a turn like this, now you can see how far you've got to go between you and the whitewash.
All right, we are back. Just as the women's longboard final is walking out, getting ready to get started, we're gonna break it down for you, let you know who's out in the water for this winner takes all event. Gonna walk away with a brand new board from App Tennis and $200 cashola to spend any way they want. So who's in the water there, Brendan?
Yeah, this is pretty exciting stuff here for the women's longboard final. Out in the water and wearing red, we have Matea Olin. That's your Princess of the Peak champion's sister, Matea. And that should be some fireworks coming from Matea. She's been on fire all contest long, making that longboard look like a shortboard under her feet. She's been utilizing it to its full potential and putting some big scores. So she's definitely going to be one of the favorites to take this final. And then out there in the water as well, wearing white, that's Kate Prothero, local Tofino kind of legend, Surf Sister legend.
She's been in every single heat out there today.
Pretty much every single heat, doing double duty with longboarding and shortboarding. It's pretty amazing to see these girls doing double duty and doing a lot of surfing. It's gotta put a bit of wear and tear on your body, you know, and you gotta get a little exhausted getting in and out of your wetsuit in between heats and stuff. It's pretty tiring, but you know, there's a reason why Kate's in the finals. She's been doing some pretty incredible surfing this whole weekend long. As well, out in the water in yellow, we have Steph Whiteman, and of course in blue, Amanda Levitt. So a pretty heavy final in this longboard women's final there, Alan. They all deserve to be there, though.
They sure do. Do you think there is a favorite? Do you have a favorite right now?
I mean, I got to say, with the surfing that's been going on today and this morning by Matea, I would say she's probably one of the heavy favorites. You know, putting some pretty heavy scores. She was posting 8s and some pretty high 7s earlier in the quarterfinals and semifinals. So it'll be really exciting to see. I believe, you know, I'm gonna make an unofficial call. It's kind of hers to lose at the moment, but I mean, we do have some past winners. You know, Kate Prothero, definitely a past Queen of the Peak champ. She's not gonna make it look. She's not gonna let Matea run away with it. You know, Kate's always been a very, very, you know, hard competitor and a very hard person to surf against.
You know, I know that absolutely when I'm in the water with Kate even just getting a wave can be hard. She's a mean paddler. She can get into almost anything. And I think it'd be really smart for these ladies not to let Mattea walk away with this easily and get to pick any wave that she wants. This is where some mind games will need to come into play and a bit of jockeying. You're not going to just be able to paddle into every single wave you want, hopefully. And these ladies need to be on lock, making sure that when they go for a wave, it's the wave that they know are going to get them those points. So here we go. Kate up and riding, wearing that white jersey. She was wearing white earlier today already. Getting a nice little ride.
Yeah, I really like that wave choice by Kate. You know, coming out of the gate with a bang here with a pretty nice looking wave. Just get one wave under her feet, but out the back there we have Sanoa on a beautiful looking wave, getting right to the nose there. And staying with that wave and being able to get it right back up in that foam climb there. And
well, with that exchange, I'd say she got the best of it.
Yeah, Mattea definitely showing her experience, her contest experience. Definitely a heavy favorite, and it just goes to show how comfortable she is, and that's why she's one of the favorites. You know, being able to get up to the nose so easily on her longboard, I mean, it does definitely helps out for her, you know, not being very tall and, you know, probably weighing 100 and so pounds soaking wet. So it's definitely a lot easier to run up and down that board being so light. But it's definitely takes a lot of skill to do that as well, Alan.
Yeah, it sure does. I do not doubt that the fact that she's a little bit smaller, weighing, you know, a couple pounds less than the rest of the team out there, that she has a bit of the advantage in these smaller waves. But that doesn't mean that she should just be easily able to walk away with the win here.
Exactly.
She's up against some pretty high competitors, Steph and Katie P. They shouldn't make it easy for her. Kate so far got one wave under her belt. Steph, wearing white, hasn't caught a wave yet, I don't believe. And we have Amanda Lovett playing her own little game off to the side. I do think seeing that last little heat we saw on the Princess of the Peak there, that final, that right was on lock, and that's what they're going to want to be shooting for, showing us that they have some steez, have some style. And here we go, Steph, doing a nice little fade down to the bottom there.
Yeah, I like how Steph Whiteman there able to ride out of that one. Good wave choice. You know, it's pretty early in the heat here. She doesn't have a wave under her belt yet. That was her first wave she's ridden, so, you know, I can see that she can be getting rid of that wave. For sure in her scoreline in the later stages of this heat, but it's a good one to get under her belt. You know, just get the feet moving and get comfortable. So, good choice by Steph.
Yeah, I think the small waves are easy to get into, and Mattea does like to pick those smaller ones. My game plan would be to wait outside, get those bigger sets. We've seen a couple of them really line up and bowl on through. Just make sure you get that inside position of them, and they should be all yours, like this one right here. Starting to wall up for the competitors. There goes Katie P, but unfortunately it closes out on her. Not what she was looking for.
Unfortunately, that one just got away from Kate. Not the best wave selection on that one, but she'll be looking to kind of redeem herself on that one. She's sitting right now currently in third place.
Yeah.
So definitely looking to increase her scoreline there. But
oh, look at that.
Tons of time left.
Steezy McSteez over here. Steph Whitman just putting it down, dropping in super late, cutting that board around, getting up to the nose, and then kicking out.
Yeah, Steph Whiteman really utilizing that whole board surface there and getting right up to the nose, and that's definitely going to help her scoreline. And there's Amanda Levick staying busy on her board as well. You know, getting I love at this stage in the game here, all those longboarders out there are so comfortable on their board there, Alan, and for them to get up to the nose and utilize that whole board surface is pretty remarkable.
Brennan, check this wave out. Mattea getting herself into this bomb of a right. That was what I was talking about a little earlier, that they cannot let her take these waves because she will go up and down, and take it away. Look at that fancy footwork. I don't know, call her Chromio. She knows what she is doing out there.
Wow, it's still going right to the inside. Mattea with a beautiful looking wave. You know, unfortunately, with Mattea's skill level, I think she could have done more on that wave, but that's definitely one of the best waves we've seen roll through all afternoon long, and she utilized that wave as much as she could and just kept pounding scores on the board, and that's going to definitely help her in the long run.
Ooh, nice little direction change. Banks it off the foam.
Yeah, let's see if we get a bit of a replay after this next wave that Kate played there, because I want to see what she could have done and what maybe where she would have had some space to do a bit more.
Yeah, definitely Mattea having that patient game out there, and it definitely paid off with that set wave. So there's Surfer in yellow. That's Steph Whiteman, just unfortunately getting a little caught behind that wave, and wave going right from underneath her. But yeah, it'd be great if we could get an instant replay of Mattea's last wave that rolled through, and we can walk you through it. That's definitely the best wave we've seen all contest, or all longboard contest long. And who else, of course, than Mattea, then picking off one of those set waves, and yeah, definitely utilizing as much as she can and throwing a pretty big score. So we're just still waiting for scores to drop, but I mean, Alan, it's a pretty good final so far.
It's a great final. It's almost like a merry-go-round. I tell you, one person catches a wave as the others paddle out, and it's just going round and round and round and round. Tons of time left. There's already been a bunch of waves ridden. We have two riders going down, splitting the peak. Here we go.
Got Amanda 11 on the screen here on her backhand. Unfortunately, that left kind of just fizzled out on her a little bit, and we had a little split peak action. Mattea Olin went and took that right down the beach. Had a pretty good looking wave. So yeah, we're getting scores there from the beach now. So Mattea just dropped a 7.43 in her last wave.
7.43. You know, so not a 10. Still lots of room to improve. Not even in the excellent range, but a very good wave. That's what the rest of them are going to really need to pick off, because that might be the highest wave right there. Oh, here we go.
So here's Mattea's last. That's 7.43. You know, definitely, not quite getting up to the nose like she's used to, and but it's definitely staying busy on that board. And yeah, see if she was able to get all the way up to the nose and ride it out a bit, and also do a little bit more top to bottom surfing and kind of more rail work, our score would have been a lot higher, but you can't be disappointed with a 7.4 set.
Absolutely not. Not when the rest of the field doesn't even have a wave in the 7 range. You got to be happy with that. Good start. She now knows what she needs to do. She wants to get a higher score than that 7. The rest of the team is just working away.
Yeah, so we got Surfer in blue there. That's Amanda 11 on your screen. Staying pretty busy. Unfortunately, trying to get to the nose there. Got a little stuck. And couldn't quite get up there, but beautiful looking wave. And yeah, this afternoon there, Alan, is looking pretty nice for swell. I really hope that these waves do show up for the women's shortboard final, but I mean, these are perfect contestable conditions for the longboarders out there.
Oh yeah, I think Amanda Lovett may not have the style and the grace like the rest of the ones on the team, but she's a workhorse, and if she's going to win, it's going to be on that factor right there. The fact that she's going to get, look at her paddle right now. She's paddling like she wants it. She doesn't want to let any wave go by that she can't get in the way for. She's working super hard to not let this heat run away on her.
Yeah, so we've got about 11 minutes remaining. So about halfway through this this final. And there's still tons of action here. We see a bit of a set coming through here. Mattea's having a look at this one and see what she can do. She's currently your heat leader at the moment. There's Steph Whiteman just behind her, and Mattea Olin. Mattea hanging out at the nose there, and that's what the judges want to see. Wow, Mattea spending some time right at the tip of that board. That's going to be a pretty good score. Showing tons of control.
Yeah, it's like she was born on that nose of that board, I tell you. She's able to walk up there, get there, and hang out there for a lot longer than anyone else in this heat has been able to do so far. Although Steph Whiteman did pick a great little right-hander, but it just didn't finish off for the way that Mattea's did there.
Yeah, exactly there, Alan. And Mattea's probably feeling pretty confident there. A couple of good-looking rights back to back. Pretty much, it's easy to say when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. There's no stopping you.
Yeah, here we go. KDP, Cheater 5, getting on up there, turning away. That's some style right there, ladies and gentlemen. She's putting on showcase for you. And we have a big wave coming in out the back. We'll cut to that in a second here. It looks like a bit of a paddle battle.
Wow,
who is going to be in there?
And Amanda looking at this wave here. Steph is pretty deep on this one. A beautiful drop.
Yes.
Wow, look at this wave there, Alan.
That is everything that Steph has been waiting for. She was right in the right spot.
Pretty much the wave of the day. If she can link this together here.
I am going to be very curious to see how much the judges are going to give for that wave choice, because that was probably the biggest, bestest wave we've seen so far. Unfortunately, she fell there, and I don't know if that's really going to help her get into that first place spot.
Yeah, wow, but definitely going to help her out. You know, that was a beautiful looking wave, and it had a lot to offer. And that drop right at the start there was very critical. We'll see how the judges kind of look at that as a pretty committed drop. But unfortunately, we were saying that earlier. You know, you got to finish your waves if you want to get those big scores. But we got a bit of a split peak action out the back there. We have Matea going right and Amanda going left. Man, Matea, kind of next level surfing right now. Wow.
I'm speechless right now there, Dino. Absolutely speechless. You know, we just saw one of the premier top-level longboard, female longboarders just do a great job on a wave, and then lo and behold, Matea Olin comes out of nowhere, picks off this wave that didn't look as big or as great, and kills it. Absolutely crushes it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were saying earlier with this beach break. It's pretty beach breaks are pretty random, and you know, you see these waves come through, and you may not look like a good one, and then sometimes you have a wave that comes through and you get a beautiful face to work with. And she just posted an 8.60, Alan.
An 8.60. Here's Amanda Levitt on a bomb of a wave. You know, dropped in pretty late and sticking with it, but can she do something more than just, you know, kind of sit in the tail and hold herself in that pocket?
Just getting a little bit off balance at the end there, but yeah. Wow, a couple of beautiful looking waves that just rolled through. And yeah, Matea on that last wave posted an 8.60. She's got a backup score of a 7.43, so she's definitely making it pretty tough for all of the other competitors out there to take that top spot. And yeah, you can tell Matea really wants it out there. And
this is it. This is the final. We're not talking about second place gets to move on and have another chance. This is where they need to showcase the best of their abilities, because after this, that's when the buzzer goes and they go home. And they want to go home. They don't want to go home empty-handed, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this contest there, Alan. Everyone's a winner that makes it to the final. And I want to thank all the sponsors for pitching in for all the finalists here. So for first place, you have the chance of winning a custom-shaped Aftanis surfboard and $200. And in second place, you get a free stay at the Wickeninish Inn, and $100 spending money. In third place, you get a 1-hour massage at the Wickeninish Inn as well. And if you're in fourth place, you get a 45-minute massage. So, I mean, these girls are going away. They're not going away empty-handed, but, I mean, that custom-shaped Aftanis board is definitely a pretty awesome
OMG, here we go. That was quite the wave. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to do anything with it, but that could have been it. There, Dino, sorry to cut you off.
That's okay. So we have Matea looking at this one, looking at a pretty beautiful wave here, looking super stylish, just hanging out of the nose there, pretty much moving in. Wow, Matea showing some pretty quality controlled surfing, going backwards. Unfortunately, just got a little caught on that end section there. But, yeah, wow, Matea definitely showing the reason why she's her heat leader. But
Steph Whiteman way down the point, getting herself into something, hoping that it's going to reform on her. Looks like it's going to double up. She might get a little head dip. If she can ride out of this, that would have been little extra points, but unfortunately she wasn't able to control it on the end.
Yeah, Steph staying a little quiet in the later stages of this heat here, but I like her wave choice there. She kind of paddled over to a spot where nobody else was, and she picked up a pretty nice looking wave. Unfortunately, got a little caught at the end there, but good surfing from Steph. So we'll see what the judges have to say for that last wave for surfer in yellow. That's Steph Wayman from Tofino.
It's a great little wedge that you have right in front of us. I'm looking on the beach right now, and it's probably like over 300 people, maybe close to 500 people on the beach spread out here. This is pretty awesome, and the ladies are catching everything out there. They're not letting waves go by.
Yeah, so surfer out the back there on your screen, that's surfer in blue, Amanda Levitt. Got a little caught at that end section there. Unfortunately, couldn't ride out of it, but Still staying busy. Yeah, Alan, you're saying is, you know, come finals day, the beach is filling up. And it's great to see the whole community out here of Tofino kind of come down and show some love for all the girls out there, kind of giving it their all weekend long.
Well, this is almost about to wrap up on this finals. We're in the last couple minutes here. And this is where the heartbeats are going to start to pump. And, you know, this is, you know, maybe Matea's a little bit nervous, maybe just because she's hate to see how her lead could just disappear on her.
I think she's styling. I think she knows it. She's such a confident surfer, and you know, with those big scores and hearing them being announced on the PA, she's definitely thinking that she's running away with this, you know. Yeah, I mean, posting those 8s and having a 7 to back up your score, you can kind of coast now and hang out past the break, where, you know, really putting the pressure on all the other contestants to come up big. But we got a kind of a party wave here going on. We got Steph Whiteman right behind there surfing yellow.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, that was a good looking turn there, Steph. A little direction change. Then we have Kate. A couple of local Surf Sister employees
showcasing what they're all about.
Yeah, party waving it and having fun, and it's pretty awesome to see you know, so many Surf Sisters compete in this contest.
Well, it really seems to be why wouldn't they compete? You know, they decided to work for a great company that puts on an absolute amazing event like this with the help of a lot of other sponsors. But you know, with when it's that type of culture, it'd be silly not to be part of it.
Exactly.
As this heat is almost about to wind down, we have this set rolling in, and Matea is in the perfect spot to take it away, except Amanda Lovett might be able to scratch into it and cut her out, but absolutely not. And there goes Matea hanging out on the nose as it doubles up and then finishes this off.
There you go. See, Alan, that's why she's getting those good scores. Is she's able to finish her waves, you know, and it just shows how much control she has, and she's developing into becoming such a strong surfer. Very, very awesome surfing to watch.
Well, this could be the wave of the day. I hope someone gets it and does something sweet with it. Big wave. Got to do something like massive off the top to take you to the next level.
Wow, Steph Whiteman with that beautiful looking elevator drop in the foam. Looking very comfortable, and that's Steph's second set wave that she's taken advantage of. Unfortunately, kind of outran her a little bit, but it's pretty awesome to see that Steph staying patient out there and getting those big set waves. So we'll see what the judges want to drop for that. But yeah, I love Steph's tactic here. You know, unfortunately, a couple of those waves just couldn't quite give her anything on the inside like Matea's has, but still staying busy.
Extremely busy out there. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. So we are going to crown the longboard queen of the peak.
I can't believe this weekend's already over.
It blew by.
And gone, but what a weekend it's been. I mean, full of events. On Friday night, there was a DJ down at the Whalers of the Point Hostel. Last night, there was a full moon snowboard movie premiere. Tonight, there's that official after party going on at the Tofino Legion. And just the vibe and the buzz around town is just next to nothing, you know. It's unbelievable.
It sure is, and here we go. Amanda Lovett on an absolute perfect little wave, running around like that board doesn't move. But once again, it's like the waves just seem to come right to her. She's dropping on in this perfect little bomb and gets right up there ahead of the section. She knows how to match the pace of these waves, grabs rail, sets herself back up, and then just finishes it off on this glassy conditions at Cox Bay high tide.
Yeah, Matea showing tons of control. I'm loving her grab rail turn there. She did that a few times in the earlier rounds yesterday, and she was getting rewarded with some pretty big scores. So great surfing from Matea. And their surfer in yellow there, that was Steph Whiteman. Looking pretty comfortable there. She's definitely catching some pretty quality waves, but unfortunately running a bit out of time there. We'll see what kind of scores will drop in her scoreline here. Alan, we'll be crowning a champion pretty shortly here. Kind of easy to say kind of who took that heat there, but still unofficial. Official.
unofficially official here. We have, I do believe that it'd be crazy to think that Mattea Olin isn't going to take away the crown on this.
Yeah, Alan, we're just getting some results here. So in 4th place, surfer in blue, that's Amanda Levitt. She had a combined heat total score of an 8.20. In 3rd place, we had surfer in yellow. That's Steph Whiteman. She had a combined heat total score of 11.33. Man, it was a close one between 2nd and 3rd. Surfer in white, Kate Prothero taking that beautiful 2nd spot there, just narrowly beating out her friend Steph Whiteman. She had a combined heat total score of 11.57. And, of course, your 2016 Queen of the Peak longboard women's champion, Mattea Olin.
Mattea Olin not letting it go. She's got the win. Her sister just took the princess, and she has one more event to go into, one more final. She could take away the whole, sweep this bad boy up with the broom.
Yeah,
now she's getting cheered up.
Pretty unbelievable surfer from Mattea, all contests long here. She's definitely earned that title. It was pretty much hers to lose to begin with, and definitely came out, put on a clinic, and posting some pretty good scores here. That 8.9 that she had, and then backed up with a 7.43. Pretty hard to beat when you're getting scores like that.
You know, I think all her time over in Portugal in the recent days has really paid off with her competition surfing. She was on point all through the weekend in every single event that she could have been in. She never let a wave go by that couldn't have given her some good points. And just absolutely crushing the field out there.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. You know, at the wonderful age of 13 years old, you know, Mattea Olin, a very bright future ahead of this young lady. She's, not new to contest surfing, and there's a reason why she is your champion. So will be doing double duty. So don't go anywhere. You guys just witnessed 2 champions crowned here at Cox Bay for the Queen of the Peak. Don't go away. The women's shortboard final is coming up after these messages. Make sure you tune into your computer screen because this is going to be a good one. Don't go away. We'll be back soon. And we're back here live down here at Cox Bay for the 2016 Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championship presented by Billabong. And there you have on your screen there, surfer in red. That's Mattea Olin, your 2016 longboard women's champion. And she's doing double duty today, Alan, going up against the likes of Sarah Taylor, that's surfer in yellow, Hannah Scott, your defending champion, surfer in white, and surfer in blue. I believe that is... One second here. Amelia O'Connor, sorry.
O'Connor.
So, pretty heavy final.
Absolutely. A bit of a surprise, though. Amelia O'Connor was a bit of a workhorse in all the previous rounds. Somehow, that really paid off big for her, got her through. She probably kicked out a couple of the favorites to be in this final here.
Yeah, exactly, Alan. She's, every single one of her heats that she was in, she's posting, catching 15 or so plus waves, and it's definitely paid off for her, and that's why she's here in the final. We were saying that earlier. It's just by staying busy, you'll be able to get some pretty good waves that you can throw some pretty good scores on, and that was her tactic all weekend long, and it's paid off for her because we are seeing her now in the final.
The feeling of being in a final is second to none. You've worked really hard this whole weekend to get yourself into this one point, and now you just have to hope that the waves come to you and you stick to your game plan and you don't fall.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the finals. There's definitely a bit of kind of pre-final jitters. I was talking to Hannah, you know, asking her if she had some kind of game plan or how confident she was feeling and to repeat as a 2016 Queen of the Peak champion. She said she was definitely a little nervous, you know, because come final time, the beaches do fill up with tons of people, friends and family and spectators alike. So, you know, it's definitely pretty interesting and pretty difficult to surf in front of a pretty big crowd, you know, and you definitely don't want to mess up, and especially in front of, you know, in your hometown, you definitely want to try to take that title. But yeah, that's a big thing here for once you hit the finals is trying to stay calm.
Yeah,
and
trying
stick
to
to your
stay
game
calm,
plan.
and you've got 3 other competitors that are hungry, that want to take that title away from you. Just because you won it one year doesn't mean you just get to take it the next year. And, you know, I think Sarah Taylor has been looking on absolute perfect form. She is definitely now, looking at this final, my favorite for it. I don't know if she's actually going to take it because Mattea has been looking absolutely on point. She's already starting a bit of a paddle battle. I think we might see a couple cool things go down where there is some paddle battling, there is some jockeying for waves and a bit of mind games to make everyone work a little bit harder, and I think that's where the older ladies are going to come into play. But we'll see as the horn buzzers here, and guess who's in place? Our previous champion, Hannah Scott. Oh no, that's Sarah Taylor, sorry. Whapping it off the top, getting a 3rd one in right off the bat.
Yeah, wow, great wave choice by Sarah Taylor. You know, coming out with a bang, taking advantage of that set wave that just rolled through. But we got some set waves at the back there. Mattea definitely looking at like she's at the peak there. Got a pretty nice looking wave in front of her. See what she can do here. She's got a nice little face to work with. You know, it's just that right, Alan, has been working some beautiful wonders. Look at her doing double duty and coming out with a bang. A bit of a flurry of exchange here. Mattea linking together 3 or 4 turns, some pretty quality turns, and topping it off there with a nice little foam tap.
So if you were sitting on the beach or watching at home and thinking, wow, Mattea looks pretty good on that longboard, well, she's even better on a shortboard, and she just took it to Sarah Taylor and saying, if you want to win this competition, you're going to have to rip that out of my grasp, because that was an unbelievable exchange, and I think Mattea is definitely going to get the numbers on that one.
Yeah, Mattea definitely thinking getting the better of the exchange there, and some of those turns. We got Sarah Taylor up and riding here on her forehand. A nice little smack off the top there, showing lots of aggression in that move. You know, probably saw Mattea get that wave right in front of her, and she said, no, you know, I'm going to back my score up. I'm going to get a good one. And she came out and hit that lip with authority, and, you know, beautiful wave selection right now from Sarah.
Yeah, I think that was a good call for Sarah to battle for that. Here we go. Amelia O'Connor popping up, getting herself set. Unfortunately, it kind of like it closes out on her and leaving.
Yeah, a bit of a little hiccup there in Amelia O'Connor's game there. She definitely one of the busiest surfers out there. That's why she's here. But yeah, unfortunately, not reading that wave, you know, correctly. It kind of looked like it had potential, and then just completely closed out. So we'll see. We'll see if that really plays a factor in the game. You know, the heat is still pretty early, and yeah, hopefully she doesn't get down on her, because there's plenty of waves coming through.
Yeah, here we go. I do think that is Hannah Scott and Mattea Olin. Both kind of close out on them. Mattea able to get another extra little tappy tap on that foam, which always is good for your scores to get a little extra point, especially in the final here where it's winner takes all.
Yeah, exactly, Alan. You know, that's just the experience coming out here from Mattea. You know, contest serving. She's not new to it. She competes in tons of contests, not just in Canada but around the world. So here we have Sarah Taylor on her backhand during this replay. I really like this wave that she had here. She had a couple of beautiful opening taps there. We got another shot here. Sarah Taylor, throwing tons of spray on that backhand of hers.
It's live action.
And we have that right there, Alan. Again, staying open. And Sarah Taylor being able to link together a few beautiful maneuvers and finishing it off. And we've seen earlier in the in the days here at the Queen of the Peak that you're getting those big scores when you're finishing the wave.
Oh, you know it. You know what, Dino? That's what the judges need to see to, you know, if at this level you're not finishing your waves, you might as well just say, I'm happy to take the 4th place spot.
Yeah, exactly. And then speaking of finishing waves, here's Mattea, you know, with beautiful forehand surfing here, making it look pretty easy, you know, just doing those nice little check turns there. A couple of buckets tossed on those turns earlier, but yeah, Mattea just looking really comfortable. That was her first wave that she opened up with, and she opened up with a 6.40. Backed that up with a 4.13, so she's your current, she's currently in 2nd place. The judges have awarded Sarah Taylor, surfer in yellow out of California. She's sitting with a 6.17 and a 4.67, so Sarah Taylor getting the better of the exchange there.
Yeah, and that's all the judges. They're the ones that know what the right call is. It's hard to say. In my mind, I don't have the direct criteria, but they're all looking for speed, power, and flow, and how well you're doing those critical maneuvers in the gnarliest spots on the waves, and your commitment to making them happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, I think the reason why Sarah Taylor has gotten a bit of a higher score in her couple waves there is the amount of power that she has behind her turns. You know, and you know, unfortunately for Mattea, you know, 13 years old, she hasn't really developed that power yet, but it's only going to take her a couple more years, and she'll be, you know, her surfing is going to be pretty exciting to watch.
Oh, you're extremely right. Right now, she doesn't have, maybe with what she lacks in power, she has in finesse, maybe in the speed and the flow. She's very good on that board, making it look great as the